They come in at 7-4 in second place in the NFC East, just a half game behind the Giants, who take on the Detroit Lions this afternoon in the Meadowlands. Andy Reid in his second year as head coach for the Eagles, trying to win 3 games in a row for the first time as a head coach, and the first time for this Eagles franchise since 1996. On the other sideline, Dave McGinnis just trying to right the ship. They're 1-2 in the 3 games under him, and have played with a lot more intensity than they did before.
Yeah, he got me excited just talking to him yesterday. I thought I was already pumped up for the game. He's an enthusiastic guy.
And the Arizona Cardinals have won the toss, deep to receive. Marte Jenkins, who the last time he touched the ball ran one back 98 yards for a touchdown last week in Minnesota. Front is 4. Bottled up and brought down at the 28-yard line by Jason Bostic. Taking a look at that Arizona offense led by Jake the Snake Plummer, who has been on the mark in his last 2 games. Up front for them, a big blow for them this week. They lost center Mike Grudadoria for the season with a neck injury. Chris Dishman gets his 3rd start at center for them. Michael Pittman, the running back, nursing sore ribs, and David Boston with a bad knee at wide receiver. Cardinals begin first down from the 29-yard line.
Right near Andy.
Michael Pittman right away picks up 5 yards. Hollis Thomas on the tackle, and Thomas, one of his front 4 for the Philadelphia Eagles, is playing as well as any in the league, including Hugh Douglas, who leads the National Football League in sacks with 13. The linebackers, a good young crew in Gardner, Trotter, and Emmons. And in the defensive backfield, a couple of Pro Bowlers in Brian Dawkins and Troy Vincent. Second down after the 4-yard gain from the 33. First pass from Plummer, almost intercepted. Jeremiah Trotter had it hit him in the hands intended for Terry Hardy.
You don't think so early in the game the ball is going to come your way. Trotter was sitting right on the play. Trotter sitting right here in the middle. He reads Terry Hardy perfect, jumped all over that route, and that ball's just kind of hanging and suspended in the air there. Trotter thinks, what a way to get the game started. That's the adrenaline of Jeremiah Trotter, though. Comes out of the game and just wants to blow some people up. But they've got Arizona in a key 3rd down spot right away.
Yeah, they've got to get to the 39-yard line for the first. The handoff, Michael Pittman, not even close. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Corey Simon and stopped there for no gain.
Well, that's not the Dave McGinnis that we've seen calling plays here the last 3 weeks, being very conservative to start this game. Pittman, who has bad ribs coming in, he doesn't need to take those shots like that on 3rd down.
Scott Player, the leading punter in the NFC, kicking it to the all-time leading punt returner in NFL history, in Brian Mitchell. Mitchell takes it at the 24, and he's hit immediately. Marte Jenkins, we talked about his return ability. How about that coverage ability?
Very good gunner there on the punt.
The Eagles, of course, led by Donovan McNabb. Everyone likes to talk about his rushing statistics. He's the leading runner as far as quarterbacks go in the league, but he's done it with his arm the last 2 weeks and leading them to victory. Up front, there's the offensive line that you like so much. Looking at the running backs, Darnell Autry gets the start again this week. Of course, this is the 7th game they've been without Deuce Staley. Chad Lewis, the tight end, is tied for the league lead for catches among tight ends.
Now, you mentioned Deuce Staley went down in the 5th game of the season. This team is 4-2. Since Deuce went down, they found a way to compensate.
Starting from the 24. McNabb to the air right away. Dumps it off. Darnell Autry. And Autry gets the first down out to the 38-yard line for a gain of 14. But there's a penalty flag down as well. We'll hear from Phil Luckett, our referee, for the first time.
Well, that's what they've done since Deuce has gone down. They've really gone to a passing game, even more so than they already had.
That's going to be an ineligible man downfield called against the Philadelphia Eagles, so it will come back.
Lineman in a hurry to get down there and get that lead block.
Ineligible downfield prior to the pass. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty, repeat. First down.
That's on the center, Bubba Miller.
Yeah, Bubba's got to know his geometry a little bit better. I mean, what he's going to do here, he wants to take it straight down the line. Bubba here is kind of just drifting down the field a little bit. He got kind of an early start. You see him about 3 yards past the 25-yard line. They give you about a yard leeway there when you run your route to go pick off that linebacker.
5-yard penalty nullifies the 14-yard gain. Chad Lewis in motion. McNabb pump fake. Autry again. This time he goes nowhere. Brought down almost immediately by Simeon Rice. And Rice trying to get back to his Pro Bowl status like he was last year. Battling arm injuries this year. Andre Wadsworth on the left end is battling a knee problem. Looking at their linebackers, Ronald McKinnon, the leading tackler in the National Football League. And in the defensive backfield, Tom Knight and Aeneas Williams, the two corners. Kwame Lassiter, Pat Tillman are the safeties. Short 2-yard pickup. The pitch to Autry. Brought down to about the 22-yard line, a gain of 6. Russell Davis and Pat Tillman on the tackle.
Well, Darnell Autry is getting to work there in a 2-back set, and Andy Reid likes him running the ball out of the 2-back set. Stanley Pritchett comes into the game now, and I think he's the better running back, but Andy told us that Stanley Pritchett's not in shape to carry the ball more than he is right now, and part of the problem with Pritchett is he's got asthma, and it's hard for him to get into condition because as soon as he starts getting tired, you know, you got to push yourself through it. He starts breathing real heavy.
On third down, they need the 34 for the first. McNabb under pressure. Can't get around the corner, forced out of bounds by Simeon Rice and Mark Smith. That's going to be it for the Eagles.
Here's Simeon Rice working against Trey Thomas, and Simeon Rice gives Trey Thomas a hard time. He had 3 sacks on him last year. He gets into Trey's body before Trey gets his hands on him. I mean, that's just nobody open down the field, and McNabb eventually just had to take off with it and salvage what he could.
Sean Landetto with the punt to Matt Cody.
Let him go, let him go!
Short kick. Cody at the 47.
One man to the wall.
He gets around and into Eagles territory with a block. Finally forced out of bounds, but deep into Philadelphia territory at the 27-yard line. Matt Cody with the 26-yard return on a 31-yard kick by Landetta.
Well, it's been their special teams the last couple of weeks that have kept the Cardinals in games. This is a short punt by Sean Landetta. Kind of hangs up in the air, and Matt Cody, watch the wall get formed right here. Can't see it to the left of your picture. Nice job of getting to that wall, making the first guy miss. And between Marte Jenkins and Matt Cody, they've gotten a big lift in their special teams the last 2 weeks.
Cardinals take over at the Philadelphia 27. Low ball thrown incomplete, intended for David Boston. That one just kind of thrown there in the dirt too quickly. Trying to get rid of it with the pressure on. Jake Plummer.
Yeah, Jake is talking to Michael Pittman. He got in his way that time. And for Pittman and Thomas Jones, the 2 running backs, neither one of them practiced until Friday this week. Pittman out with really bad sore ribs on both sides of his body. And then Thomas Jones, to mention, he had the walking pneumonia, but not the boogie-woogie flu.
The question is, does he have boogie fever since we're in the Philadelphia Sound, right? 2nd and 10. Plummer. More time this time, completes it. Michael Pittman only gains about a yard. The Eagles wrap him up rather quickly.
Pretty good job of watching L.J. Shelton at left tackle. Big man out here working on Mike Mamula, who's been bothered by a bad foot, a sprained foot. A pretty good job of locking up Mike. Has a hand to the face there. They didn't call it that time. Nice protection that time for Jake Plummer. That's Pittman in the check down game. Very valuable receiving coming out of the backfield.
They bring in Marte Jenkins as a 3rd receiver. They've got to get to the 18 for the first. Plummer, quick pass, there and then some. Down to the 16-yard line. David Boston and the Cardinals first down.
Well, David Boston is a big guy. He was their 1st-round pick last year. Here he is working on the outside. Everybody all week is talking about how he's got a bad hamstring. Talked to him before the game. He said he's got a little problem in the back of his left knee. but nothing is bothering his hamstring, and that's good news for the Cardinals because he is a big guy that runs very well and is always a deep ball threat.
Picks up 10 yards on the last play. First down from the 16. Fake the handoff to Pittman. Plummer with time. Keeps it. Stepped out of bounds. Forced out by Jeremiah Trotter for no gain.
Now, Jake Plummer, everybody knows this in the league, is most dangerous when he gets out of the pocket past this spot here. When he gets out here to the right into the open spaces, this is when he's his most dangerous. This is a design play now. Now there's the two-way option of running or throwing it. But you can see there's nobody open down the field. But one of the things the Eagles want to do today is contain him. Keep him inside that line so he's not so dangerous out there.
You can see the Cardinals have had trouble inside the 20 this season. Plummer. Little dump pass. Michael Pittman. Jeremiah Trotter stops him with a 2-yard pickup.
You know, Trotter is a guy that is a downhill player, meaning his first step, Kurt, is forward. He's going to go attack the center. In this case today, Chris Dishman. But in the passing game, he plays very similar to that in the passing game. And he's always around the ball. He knows that Michael Pittman is a valuable guy in the backfield. And he asked me this week, he goes, man, you know, I got called for an illegal contact last week. I can't put my hands on these guys. I have to move my feet this week.
A 3rd and long for the Cardinals. They've got to get it down to the 6 for another first. Plummer feeling the heat, brought down for the sack. Loses the football, but regains it. Brian Dawkins, his first sack of the season.
But we talked to Jimmy Johnson, the defensive coordinator, about Brian Dawkins and his ability to blitz here. Here he has got a great look right here at Jake Plummer. You know, Brian Dawkins is probably the quickest defensive back the Eagles have. Not the fastest, but his first step is great quickness. And then he has a whole lot of want-to. I mean, Doc wants to get there. That's what he's shown. That's what sign of a really good blitzer. And then I don't know what that is afterwards.
Yeah, it's his eagle fly or something. 42-yard field goal attempt by Kerry Blanchard. Boy, it hits the upright. Whoa. Wow, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Kerry Blanchard from 42 yards out. The big punt return set him up at the 27-yard line, and the Cardinals get 3 points out of it and take the first lead of the game at 3-0.
Log on now for Southwest Airlines $99 or less internet specials, only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Yeah, it's called The Legend of Zelda, and there's this renegade moon that comes crashing into the earth. That was Grandma.
And you've got a video game to play, mister.
We're all counting on you, son.
Sorry, I've got to go save the world.
Drink Dr. Pepper and enter our sweepstakes for a chance to win the ultimate video game room. Instant win prizes include a Nintendo 64 game system, the new Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask game, and free Dr. Pepper.
The moon's not getting any further away, genius.
Play like there's no tomorrow.
You could be the best driver on the face of the earth. Hands at 10 and 2, full 2-second stops. You could be a poster child for the Department of Motor Vehicles. But what if everyone else isn't? The mid-size L-Series Performance Sedan.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Back at the vet where the Arizona Cardinals score first. Kerry Blanchard with a 42-yard field goal, giving them a 3-0 lead.
But when you're struggling like the Cardinals are, especially, you know, in the health department, a lot of guys banged up, 2 guys starters on the offensive line and out, you find a way to win. You got a good punt return last time to set up short field position. Took advantage of it to get on the scoreboard first.
Brian Mitchell deep to receive the kickoff for the Eagles. Cardinals' little squib kick right down the middle, and that's taken up short.
Luther Broughton
Brings it around. Look at the big guy rumble all the way out to the 48-yard line. Kwame Lassiter with the tackle, 19 yards on the return. And the Eagles going to start with nice field position.
We are no longer the underdog. We're not a small company or a struggling upstart. We're not Davids, they're not Goliaths. You could say we've succeeded, and in doing so, we created something bigger than a car, bigger than a factory, bigger than us. And best of all, we're not done creating.
In 2 days, the X-Men are coming.
We're not what you think.
With 10 minutes of never-before-seen footage, X-Men.
Mutants are very real, and they are among us.
Buy it on video and DVD, November 21st.
I know what you're thinking, you and her, right? Wrong! You look like you shaved with a belt sander. Here's a tip, Panasonic Sonic Shaving. That's 13,000 RPMs of pure speed and power. Panasonic Sonic Shaving. Now you're up to speed. Kids.
Introducing the new Chicken Fiesta Melt from Taco Bell. It's so good, it's practically perfect.
Sir, could you please try it before you mess with it?
Grilled white meat chicken smothered in Fiesta salsa and 3 kinds of cheese melted just the way you like it, to perfection. Get it for a limited time at the Bell.
She has the heart of a woman, the power of a weapon, and a mind of her own.
Looking for me? You're such a gentleman.
James Cameron's Dark Angel.
Too bad I'm not a lady.
An all-new episode at 9/8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Yeah, it's perfect duck hunting weather here right now. If you wanted to hit this pole the way Blanchard does right now, you couldn't do it in 100 tries. And then if you're going to hit the pole, which way is it going to bounce? And for the Cardinals right now, a team that's been snake-bitten by injuries all year, they get a good bounce.
Eagles begin from their own 48-yard line. McNabb to the air. Pump fake. Dumps it off Stanley Pritchett out of the backfield. Slips a tackle. Down to the 35-yard line of Arizona. 17 yards on the play. Russell Davis with the tackle.
Well, Stanley Pritchett showed what kind of receiver he was in that fourth quarter and overtime game against the Steelers last week, that exciting finish. And this Eagles team now is pass first, run second. When they put Pritchett in the backfield by himself right there, he's a good back. He has good vision. Also very good receiving out of the backfield.
He's alone in the backfield. Gets the handoff and stopped right there. Rob Fredrickson hits him for a 3-yard loss.
Heard a couple weeks ago when the Eagles played the Cardinals down there in the Valley of the Sun, Rob Fredrickson didn't play. Zach Waltz didn't play. Those both starting linebackers back in the lineup now. And Rob has been the leading tackler in this football team the last couple of seasons. Likes it down in Arizona. You know, back and healthy right now, gives him a big lift in there.
Darnell Autry now in at running back. McNabb to the air. Dumps it off to Autry. Close to the first down marker, down to the 25-yard line. Ray Thompson on the tackle. And when you take a look at the Eagles offense, this is something they like to do, especially without Staley.
And they get a lot of time here. Watch Donovan McNabb. It's a subtle move in the pocket here. When he backs up, he starts to feel a little pressure. Right now, Simeon Wright's coming in from the outside. Russell Davis, he just backs up just a couple of steps. A lot of young quarterbacks want to get out of the pocket when they feel pressure. He just has that ability to take a couple steps back and buy a few more seconds.
13 yards, they got the first down. McNabb picked off. Rob Fredrickson with the interception. And Fredrickson brings it back to the 22-yard line. Brad Childress, the offensive coordinator, talking to McNabb. Penalty marker down. Personal foul called against Arizona. Well, that's a block below the waist. Most likely it's going to be after the interception.
Be after possession here, Kurt. After change of possession. So Arizona should hang on to this football, but they'll penalize him from the spot of the foul.
Personal foul, blocking below the waist. Arizona, number 97. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. Arizona retains the ball. First down.
The penalty called on Simeon Rice, but the interception by Rob Fredrickson still stands, and the Cardinals retain possession.
We didn't have to offer side impact airbags on all our new cars. We didn't have to make those airbags the kind that are designed to help protect your head, just like the ones that come in Mercedes and Volvo. We didn't have to. That said, we did.
South to south pit, stroke, check, check.
You sure about this?
I want everyone to know who I love. How much is this again?
50.
50. All I got is 41. Come on. I get it fixed, Donna. Very funny.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Environmental activists see Springfield and Lisa falls for their leader.
This is your fault with your good looks.
This was her choice.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was lost in your eyes.
The Simpsons, all new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
Quarterback Donovan McNabb and the Eagles offensive staff wondering just what did he see there as he threw the interception. Arizona taking it over after the penalty from the 12-yard line.
I guarantee you, Fredrickson saw that ball a whole lot better than McNabb saw as receiver.
Michael Pittman back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard pickup. Corey Simon on the tackle.
This is a forced throw by McNabb. You're going to see here the linebackers of Arizona just take their normal drops right here. McKinnon dropping, right here Fredrickson dropping, just reading McNabb's eyes all the way. Fredrickson just sitting right in the middle of that zone there. He was going to Torrance Small here on the outside, who runs a double move on Thomas Knight. 1-2, now back to the post.
Cardinals handed off. Michael Pittman this time stopped in the backfield. Hollis Thomas drops Pittman for a loss of 3.
One thing the Eagles do well is they put you in predictable situations, whether it's by blitzing or right now the Cardinals are in a surefire throw situation here, 3rd and long, and that's exactly where they want you. Now they have the opportunity, if they want to lay back and play coverage, keep everything underneath them, or go after you with the blitz. Either call is good.
Well, they give them the forward progress out to the 11-yard line. They still need to cross the 21 for the first. Plummer, ball dropped right in the hands of Marte Jenkins, but it falls incomplete. And so after the big turnover by the Cardinals defense, it's 3 and out for the Cardinals offense.
Look at Al Harris here, working on the outside. That was just he played that well with his right hand the whole time. And Marte Jenkins, the guy that took a kickoff back 98 yards last week for Arizona, he's going to run some deep fly patterns today to try to stretch this Eagle defense.
Scott Player with his second punt, this time from his own end zone.
Let him go!
Brian Mitchell to receive, calls for the fair catch at the Arizona 49-yard lines. 38 yards on the punt. There's a late penalty flag thrown. Bill Luckett having a conference with his officials right now, and
a little bit of a win factor out here today, Kurt. We've seen it on the kickoff, on the field goal by Player. On that last punt there, ball's really hanging up, going this direction, left to right. Brian Mitchell likes it.
And it's called against the Arizona Cardinals.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Arizona number 53. The penalty is 15 yards, first down.
Boy, how big a penalty is that ball? The ball's already in Arizona territory, and they get another 15.
Now they're playing harder, but not smarter.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Happy birthday to me.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Hello? Security?
Make it a Bud Light.
Our first lesson this morning will be the sit and stay command. And say sit, stay, sit, stay, sit,
This dog's in big trouble.
Buy online, return to the store.
No problem.
BestBuy.com. It wasn't that easy.
This new car was going to be different from anything Saturn ever built. It was going to be bigger, more powerful, more luxurious, more everything. And while creating an entirely separate plant may not have been absolutely necessary, it was the right thing to do. Welcome to the factory, the Saturn L Series built.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Saturn, now with two distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series. By Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Vertical Limit, a new film from Columbia Pictures, opens everywhere December 8th. And by the Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Eagles take over at the Arizona 34-yard line. McNabb with the quick handoff. Darnell Autry. Gain of 5. Mao Tozy on the tackle. But this thing's set up by the penalty on special teams.
You can see Ike Grease right here, 58 in your picture, just gets shoved by Mark Maddox. And you saw the official just walk by. He was already blew the play dead. It's the second personal foul here by the Cardinals in the first quarter. They haven't been a heavily penalized team this year.
Exactly. The last couple of years, they've been among the lowest in the National Football League under Vince Tobin. Charles Johnson in motion after the 5-yard gain. Another handoff. Darnell Autry stopped at the line of scrimmage. Simeon Rice on the tackle. We send it out to Los Angeles. James Brown for an NFL update.
Hey, Kurt, Minnesota spotted Carolina a 7-0 lead, but take a look at Culpepper hooking up with Randy Moss. Ex-Viking Jimmy Hitchcock guessed short. He was wrong. It was long. 10th touchdown reception of the season for Moss. All tied at 7. Back to Kurt and Brian.
How about that little dance by Randy afterwards?
He had one last week against the Cardinals. Cardinals actually did a good job in the first half bottling him up last week in Minnesota.
Eagles have to get to the 24 for the first, but they won't. Simeon Rice gets McNabb for the sack. And Rice now has got 4.5 sacks on the season. Second sack of the day for the Cardinals defense.
And they're moving Simeon Rice around to take advantage of his ability. You can see Simeon Rice right here in your picture standing up, just coming on the run. From a 2-point stance there. Just going right after the football. Really no opportunity for the Eagles offensive line to react to that.
Going to be a short punt. Matt Cody standing back at his 10-yard line. Sean Landeta gets it to Sky and brings it down to the 16. Excellent work by Landeta. Only 21 yards, but perfect placement.
Never once did your car ask you for jewelry or flowers. Never once did it ask you if it looks fat, or did it get mad at you for leaving the seat up. Your car always gives you exactly what you want. Doesn't it deserve something special in return?
better place. Sony Vega.
Through Wednesday at Zales, save an extra $100 to $500 on selected jewelry, like this $12.99 5-carat certified diamond line bracelet for just $9.99. Now through Wednesday at Zales stores nationwide or shop online at zales.com.
Announcing a breakthrough in pizza technology, a pizza inside a pizza. To demonstrate how much we can pack inside Pizza Hut's new Insider, we're going to take these 4 giant sumos and pack them inside this photo booth. How cozy. How do we get it all in?
Well, we took one thin crust with 6 cheeses, sealed it with another crust, and even more cheese. And that's the amazing new Insider Pizza, all for just $9.99.
Say cheese.
The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
So coming up next is the second part of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Emmitt Smith and the Dallas Cowboys try to stay out of the NFC East cellar and run past the Baltimore Ravens' stingy defense. It's all coming up next right here on Fox. Arizona starts at the 16-yard line. Frank Sanders goes in motion. Pittman, the deep back, gets the handoff. Pickup of about 2. He's running with a lot of force here.
Sir, take a look at this last sack by Simeon Rice. Watch Fredericks here. Tell Simeon Rice to come on in. The Eagles were going to run a screen on that play, and Simeon Rice was all the way outside, so they didn't block him on the play. I saw the right guard, Jermaine Mayberry, pulling out to lead that screen.
Second sack of the day for Rice, who got one on the first series. He came into this game with only 3.5 on the year. Plummer gets rid of it. David Boston makes the grab all the way down to the 34-yard line. Another Cardinal first down after the 16-yard pass play.
The Eagles zone blitz that time. They bring pressure from the left side, and they drop Brandon Whiting into his zone defense. Troy Vincent's going to play over the top on this, thinking he's got some help underneath. Whiting doesn't get there, and Boston's just a big target.
Boston couldn't make that play last week against Minnesota, could he? Physically.
Now look at the Eagles. They put Hugh Douglas out there in the slot on Terry Harding. He's wearing a 50 number. Kind of looks like a linebacker a little bit.
First down from the 34. Michael Pittman gets some running room. Into Philadelphia Eagle territory, Bobby Taylor with the tackle, but give the Cardinals 17 more.
I tell you, Michael Pittman has great quickness. He also has good vision. We saw him in his first start last year get 133 yards against Detroit. Here he is working behind that makeshift offense line, cuts right behind Matt Joyce and L.J. Shelton. You see, he's got great toughness, too. Able to drop that shoulder down and carry a pile a little ways.
Gives him a first down at the 49-yard line. Pittman stopped right there. Only a pickup of a yard. And one thing I've noticed is despite the sore ribs, he doesn't seem to be tiptoeing. He's running with a lot of authority today.
Well, he knows that right now they need him, first of all, Kirk. Second of all, he hasn't been able to sleep with them. Okay, he hasn't been able to eat. He's lost 8 pounds because he said he's just not hungry. Every time you chew, the rib kind of moves a little bit. And then he's a bodybuilder, loves to lift his weights, and he hasn't been able to lift. His biceps are shrinking. That's a grumpy guy, and he's running kind of like a grumpy guy right now. He's a little bit angry out there.
Gained 2 yards on the last play. Plummer under pressure. Slips a few tackles, but not enough. Jeremiah Trotter brings him down.
Paul Grass-Manis was there first.
He's the guy that really forced him out. Trotter wrapped him up.
Well, he's working right here against Norberto Davids-Garrido. Beats him cleanly to the outside. Grass-Manis is a guy that brings a lot of street fight to this defensive line. Just a tough guy, wants to go out there and fight every play. And there's room for people like that in this league if you just have a lot of effort and a big body.
Well, Trotter cleans it up and gets his second sack of the day. The Arizona defense battling the Philadelphia offense, you could say. It's 3-0.
Honey, put the game down now. Come on, let's go.
It's hard to tear yourself away from Circuit City's new entertainment zone.
It's got an expanded selection of the hottest new digital technology, like lots of digital and 35mm cameras you can try out, a cool interactive video game department, the latest PC software and upgrades, plus exciting MP3 products and more.
Honey, don't make me come back there.
I gotta go. Come see the all-new Entertainment Zone at Circuit City.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Micro-finished camshafts and lightweight pistons mean less friction. Less friction means more power. More power means suddenly the speed of light doesn't seem so fast anymore. The Infinity i30. It's all the best thinking.
Magical gifts that bring out the fun in everyone. Turn on the fun. Best Buy.
Take a peaceful stroll in the desert.
We're on an artillery range.
You sure? With Malcolm in the Middle.
Pretty sure.
All new at 8:30 tonight on Fox.
Kurt Menefee, Brian Baldinger with you in Philadelphia, where the Cardinals lead at 3-0. We talked before the game about how they'd have to try and do in this game to try and have a chance, ball control, and they've done that so far.
Right now, they're winning the time of possession battle, and the Eagles really wanted to start fast today, and the Cardinals haven't allowed them to do it. Good punt return and an interception early in the first quarter.
It's 3rd and 9. Plummer flushed out, looking for a man, can't find one. Incomplete.
That's when Jake's most dangerous. Out there to his right, there was nobody to go to, though. David Boston was all the way across the field and almost impossible to see him.
Brings up another punting situation for the Cardinals.
The big thing about Jake right now, when he gets out of the pocket, Kurt, he's not making the big mistake. Last year, he threw 24 interceptions. Him and Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator, looked at all the interceptions in the offseason, and he saw where he was making his mistakes. Now he's willing to eat the ball, throw it away,
let him go,
and go to the next series.
Brian Mitchell calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 15-yard line. Eagles will begin from there, trailing it 3-0.
Hey, give me that.
Ah, the usual, gentlemen?
Well, perhaps for Emmett, but I'll be having tea. Well, I'm the designated driver.
Not so quick, friend. I'll be having the tea, as I'm to be the driver.
Deny yourself if you like, but I'll be a driving.
Boxster. What only a Porsche brings to driving.
So that's it then? You're just quitting?
Well...
Well, what?
Well, actually, I'd like to hire you.
Imagine what the Journal could do for you. The Wall Street Journal and WSJ.com.
Me and my buddies here work for Texaco. We found oil under this lake in Southeast Asia. But instead of building a rig out in the water, we used a technique called horizontal drilling. That way we help protect the environment. So the only threat we pose to the fish is if we catch them. And let's face it, that's just not gonna happen.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche. Discover what only Porsche brings to driving. By the Wall Street Journal and WSJ.com, Adventures in Capitalism. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better. And by Texaco, a world of energy.
And the Cardinals have had lots of injuries this season. Mark Smith, their defensive tackle, walking off the field. They also lost Matt Joyce, their left guard, on the last series, in addition to all the other injuries they had coming into this game. Chad Lewis makes the catch on first down. We pass it out to Los Angeles and James Brown for another NFL update.
Curtin Bryant, Charlie Batch was 5 of 7 on this drive. He caps it with this bootleg and a pass to tight end Walter Rasby, 5-yard variety, 7-0 Lions over the Giants. That in the second. Back to Kurt and Bryant.
Boy, first road game for Gary Moeller, going into the Meadowlands and taking the lead. 7-yard pickup on that last play, first down. Another quick pass. Torrance Small makes the grab, gets it out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 12. Looking at the numbers from the first quarter, Baldy, not exactly what you call Rams and Vikings, is it?
No, you know, and the Eagles have been starting slow. The turnover really didn't hurt them. They didn't get any points out of the deal right now, but right here, I mean, this is the story right now with the Eagles is they can't run the football. You really have to go to the pass, and that's what they're working on at this moment.
They bring in Nate Brown as a third receiver. The handoff instead, taken by Stanley Pritchett. Andre Wadsworth with the tackle.
You know, really the draw play against this Arizona Cardinal defense isn't a great play because they don't get a lot of pressure. They're not an upfield group. Andre Wadsworth down here at the bottom against Runyons on one leg. On the other side, Simeon Rice has got one arm. And in the middle, they're a little bit light, and they're not great pass rushers, so you're not getting them up the field to take advantage of it.
No gain on the last play. Another quick pass. Chad Lewis hit hard. Pat Tillman. And Tillman, one of those little guys playing at safety who likes to lower the boom whenever he can.
Well, last week against Minnesota, he was making those Viking receivers flinch a little bit. You know, he's going to make them pay when they come into his territory. And he really, Pat Tillman leads this team in tackles. He's listed as a safety. He's really a linebacker. And because they can't get a great pass rush, they have to play more men close to the line of scrimmage. You'll see Tillman blitz a lot today. And they'll move him around along with Simeon Rice, trying to confuse the Eagles as much as possible, like they are right here.
The first down marker just shy of the 45-yard line. Under pressure. Little dump pass, complete. Nate Brown, he gets the first down and make that Arizona territory. 18 yards on the play. Corey Chavis finally gets him.
Nice job at Donovan McNabb staying in the pocket against pressure. Eagles do a pretty good job of picking it up, allowing Nate Brown to come on a crossing route, which takes a lot of time. See, Nate Brown's got to clear all the traffic coming underneath here. This takes a little while to open up. No, there was no quick pressure on McNabb that time. It got there, but it took a while to get there. And tapping his old high school buddy, Simeon Rice, on the helmet there.
First down from the 42-yard line. Darnell Autry now in at running back. They fake the handoff to him. McNabb scrambles. A pickup of about 3 yards. But that's, you know, we talk about McNabb being the leading rushing quarterback. That's how he gets his runs, isn't it?
Well, here it is. Watch what the Cardinals are doing here. One free safety, 20 yards deep. Everybody else here, 5 underneath right now. They're challenging these Eagle receivers because they haven't seen these Eagle receivers stretch a field. They haven't been getting deep, so they're sitting on them right now. Bringing an extra man up on the line of scrimmage to contain McNabb when he does scramble.
Brings up a 2nd and 7 from the 39-yard line. Darnell Autry dances around, pops it outside. Going to be about a yard short of the first down marker, a gain of 6. Got a nice block from the left side of his offensive line.
And he got a great block from his wide receiver, Charles Johnson. And if you're an Eagle receiver in this offense, you got to find a way to get some fun because you're not getting a lot of balls. So you might as well become a blocker, get involved in a passing game by running, by being a good blocker. I talked to Charles Johnson about it. You know, when he went to Pittsburgh, he was a 1,000-yard receiver. He came on an established team that was expected to win all the time. Here he says it's more fun because he's part of a growing team.
On 3rd and 1, they dump it off. Luther Broughton slips the tackle into the open field. Finally forced out of bounds at the 14-yard line. A gain of 19 and another Eagles first down.
Again, it's protection for McNabb to allow that crossing route to take place because it takes a long time to come all the way underneath. You're going to see right here, I mean, Broughton's going to be coming all the way across this formation. It takes a while for it to clear. But McNabb has good vision there. Nobody is nipping at his ankles. Nobody's diving at his knees. He's able to stay back there and read it, you know, with good vision.
Empty backfield for the Eagles. McNabb caught from behind and sacked again. Simeon Rice, that's his third sack of the game. He only, once again, had 3.5 coming into today.
Oh, he had 3 sacks last year right here in this stadium against the Eagles. Here he is up at top working against Trey Thomas. Well, you know, he just has that ability to drop the shoulder and get underneath Trey Thomas. And Trey's, he's kind of a freak. I mean, he's 6'8". You know, he's kind of have his, you know, the other half of him on the other side in John Runyon. And that's what you do to those guys. You get underneath them, you make them bend their knees.
Rice having a monster afternoon so far. This proving to be a big drive for the Eagles. The 10th play. Dump it off. Brian Mitchell comes out of the backfield and goes the other way. Mitchell stopped right there at the 20-yard line for no gain after all that running around by Rob Fredrickson.
Simeon Rice is getting healthier. He's out there a lot more now. That shoulder is getting better. Here he is, just feeling this. Now, he feels the screen coming off, and he goes out and forces Brian Mitchell to come back inside where all his help is. If you're going to miss a guy, make sure you miss him to the outside. No, McNabb really doesn't want to throw that lead block. You know, he wants Brian Mitchell to break through that. Doesn't really want to have to do that.
Well, McNabb off to a hard start. 9 of 10 so far passing. And he dropped back again, needing 17 yards. And he goes to the end zone. Broken up, incomplete. Justin Lucas got in there. Got a hand on the pass, which was intended for Charles Johnson. So the Eagles looking like they're going to settle for the field goal.
I said the pass protection here has been outstanding. Here's this wall that we're talking about inside. Darnell Eltree did a good job of helping out inside, but no receivers are coming back to the football. I mean, Charles Johnson is going back to the end zone, but at that time, when a quarterback has that kind of time, come back to the ball.
Straight up, no pushing, straight up.
Simeon Rice got stoned that time.
David Akers on for the 38-yard field goal attempt. And that one's good. For the Eagles, with an 11-play drive, even up the score at 3.
Dr. Pepper, you make the world taste better, yeah. You make the world go around and around. You pick it up, you can't put it down. Dr. Pepper, you make the world taste better.
A typical day for the IT manager. Everyone wants everything now. Luckily, there's CDW, your direct solutions provider. CDW uses 50,000 top-name products to give you complete systems, including custom configuration and pre-installed software. Why get hung up in work when CDW is here to make life easier? CDW, computing solutions built for business.
We think you need to integrate your global supply chain, move assembly overseas, and accelerate inventory velocity. Great. Do it. Sir, we don't actually do what we propose. We just propose it.
UPS can help redesign your supply chain and make it work. From managing your logistics to financing your inventory, we deliver more than just packages.
Can you believe that guy?
UPS, moving at the speed of business.
Is Eric cheating on Donna?
Those panties are mine.
Eric, you are a god! All new That 70 Show, 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Back in the vet, where these two teams usually play close ball games, and today no different. It's 3-3 midway through the second quarter. A 42-yard field goal by Kerry Blanchard for the Arizona Cardinals, and a 38-yarder for David Akers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's a dangerous return man in Marte Jenkins. 2 weeks in a row now, he's lit up the opponent.
They kick it away from him, but he picks it up. Brought down at about the 29-yard line. So the short kick by Akers evens up the score at 3.
needed managed internet solutions. PSINet delivered.
We needed managed web hosting. PSINet fit the bill.
I wanted multi-currency e-commerce. PSINet was there in over 160 currencies.
We needed transaction solutions. PSINet executed the specifications on time.
Simply put, I needed everything, and PSINet gave it to me.
Your business internet opportunity is knocking. Open the door. Call or contact us today.
Honey, the one thing I need you to do today is open an Ameritrade account, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Hi, honey. Did you do it?
Yeah. Call 1-800-AMERITRADE. Ameritrade. It's how you get somewhere on Wall Street.
Hey, all these bags are missing their heat wave cores. What's that? Andy, we can't deliver hot pizzas without these cores.
The exclusive core in the Domino's Heatwave bag delivers your pizza hot. Call Domino's now to get freshly made pizza delivered hot to your door. Domino's, bad Andy, good pizza.
Will their first case together
Might appear to be human.
but did this isn't human be their last? The X-Files, all new tonight at 9 on Fox.
That's Paul Grass-Madison, Hugh Douglas to his left there. The Eagles' defensive line has been on a regular rotation this year. That's Jimmy Johnson, the defensive coordinator here. And it's kept these guys fresh. You know, we talk about the defensive ends here, Mike Mamula, Hugh Douglas. They're undersized guys. They can't hang in their 60, 70 plays a game and hold up. That rotation has kept guys fresh and healthy this season.
Uhura Hamilton now in right now replacing Douglas. First down from the 29 for Arizona. Plummer dunks it off Michael Pittman. Pittman picks up 4 yards on the play.
That's hard if you're the leading sacker in the NFL, and Hugh Douglas tied with Leroy Glover with 13 to come off the field. But it also keeps you fresh. You come in there and your motor is ready to run and you're fired up and the offensive line are kind of dragging a little bit. You could get kind of an advantage there.
From the 33, Pittman. Michael Pittman tripped up in the backfield. Corey Simon, one of those nice defensive linemen you like to talk about, the rookie out of Florida State.
Well, he's a benefactor of that rotation too. Corey Simon right here. You know, he sort of looks like Hugh Douglas. I mean, he's built a lot like him, just a little heavier. You know, got a lot of lead, you know, in the lower body, and he's got great quickness, great takeoff, and been battling through injuries, battling through that wall that all rookies hit right now. I expect him to finish strong the last third of the season.
There's a 2-yard loss on the play. Hugh Douglas now in at defensive end on the passing down. Arizona got to get to the 39 for the first. Plummer has to bring it down, and he is brought down for another sack. Corey Simon, his 8th sack of the season. We send it back out to Los Angeles and JB for another update.
Kurt and Brian, take a look at this excellently executed play right here. Fake on the reverse by Culpepper, screen right. Take a look at Robert Smith. Downfield gets a great block by Chris Carter. A 53-yard score, 14-7, Minnesota. Back to Kurt and Brian.
Boy, Robert Smith, the guy who's going to be a free agent at the end of this season, is having a monster year in Minnesota.
And he's healthy this year. I think that's the key.
Brian Mitchell with a penalty marker down. Stopped right at the 29-yard line. James Folston on the tackle.
Yeah, Lloyd McPeters, the field judge, threw his hat out right there with his hat off. Penalty out of bounds.
It's going to be called against the Eagles. Someone going out of bounds and not getting back in, not trying to get back in.
Yeah, you can get knocked out of bounds, but you got to fight to get back.
Kicking team player voluntarily going out of bounds, number 36. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 4th down.
David Barrett, the gunner on the punt team, got knocked out of bounds here, working against Al Harris. He didn't even get touched. See that? Went out voluntarily. So you got the hat off over here. The other side, Marte Jenkins now is getting beat up on the outside by J-Rod Cherry. And then Bostic is waiting him on the inside.
Not as voluntary as he stepped out of bounds, huh?
He wasn't forced out.
So they'll redo the kick.
Well, you know, anytime that Ryan Mitchell is back there and they're kicking from this range, he's thinking punt return.
Standing at his own 33-yard line right now to receive the punt from Scott Player. Calls for the fair catch. Makes it. They'll mark it at about the 36-yard line after the 37-yard punt.
Oh, yeah, that's a first down. Way to read the D. That's what I'm talking about.
Can't get enough football? Grab a Miller Lite, and anytime is Miller time.
Who's calling these plays? Put in the backup!
As you can see, the DNA sweeps through the cell after meiosis. This ensures proper dispersal of...
Can't get enough football? Grab a Miller Lite, and anytime is Miller time.
Proper dispersal of the genetic code.
Your business started out with one location. You kept adding more sites to keep pace with growing demand. Now you're opening up a new kind of site, one that everyone can go to. Business is better than ever. Discover all that's possible on the internet. Cisco Systems, empowering the internet generation.
Dad, I missed the bus.
Really?
The 911 Carrera, what only a Porsche brings to driving.
Thanks, Dad. Dad.
Fox tomorrow.
Sex is supposed to have meaning in a person's life.
The teachers of Boston Public preach abstinence.
You can't expect her to just say no.
My Helen did for 30 years.
All new Boston Public tomorrow on Fox.
These two teams played each other 5 weeks ago, and in that game, the Eagles got off to a 24-0 start by using their first 4 possessions for scores. A little bit different today, Baldy.
Just the opposite. Well, it's a differently coached team with a new attitude and a new enthusiasm, and they're playing like it.
Eagles begin from the 35-yard line. McNabb, under pressure, flushed out of the pocket and keeps it. Gain of 7 out to the 42. Hey, this Thanksgiving, it's a Fox NFL special as the Minnesota Vikings and Dallas Cowboys do their D in a holiday tradition. The NFC's Central leading Vikings trying to continue their run to the postseason. It all begins with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris on America's favorite pregame show at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, right here on Fox.
Well, that man has some radar working for him today, feeling that pressure from Simeon Rice and getting away last time.
The handoff, Darnell Autry picks up 4, good enough for a first down. Mao Tozy with the tackle. Autry is one of the guys they're looking to try and help take up some of the slack with Staley out.
Well, that's big John Runyon. You got to take advantage of his size. He's just looking for somebody to hit. Nobody wants to get in his way. And if I'm the Eagles, I put a tight end next to him, and I pound Andre Wadsworth, who's on one leg right now, and they haven't taken advantage of that.
First down from the 45. Autry drops it. Incomplete.
Or take a look at Andre Wadsworth, their first-round pick a couple of years ago. He's on one leg here working against John Runyon, and the Eagle offensive tackles, they drop straight back, which is a lot different than other teams in this league. Most teams widen out to the defensive end. What it does when you drop straight back is it forces the defensive end to come to you. You just saw Runyon there waiting on Wadsworth to come to him and then locked him up with his arms once he got there. Forces you to be a lot more patient.
Stanley Pritchett slips through the hole. Out near a first down marker. Pickup of about 8. Ronald McKinnon with the tackle.
Arizona Cardinals are light in the middle. Their 2 defensive tackles, Mal Tosi, Russell Davis, They're not big people. And right now, the Eagles are moving the line of scrimmage. Last couple of plays now, regardless of who, if it's Autry or Pritchett in the game, and right now Autry comes back in, Pritchett comes out, they're moving the line of scrimmage. And that's what the Eagles wanted to do today.
So far on third downs, Philadelphia 2 of 5. It's 3rd and 1 now. McNabb gets it off pass. Rule the catch. Jeff Thomason makes the grab. Just his 6th catch of the season.
Not real pretty, but look at the time here. McNabb has to scan this field. And that's not his first or second read by any means, but Thomason, good job of curling up in the middle. Nobody in McNabb's face. In fact, McNabb had to kind of jump up a little bit just to clear over the big lineman in front of him.
11-yard pickup, moves it down to the 35. Charles Johnson in motion. Darnell Autry stopped in the backfield. Nice hit by Ronald McKinnon, driving him backwards.
The Eagles now have helped out against Simeon Rice. They've left a tight end over there that time, just to try to give a little extra protection. Chad Lewis working on Simeon Rice, doing a better job than Trey Thomas. Just a lot more solid here as they get ready to run their screen to the right. You see the Eagles favoring the running backs and tight ends and not getting the ball to the wide receivers.
2-yard loss on the play. McNabb over the middle, Darnell Autry. All the way down to the 16-yard line. 21 yards on the play.
You see that smile on Donovan McNabb's face there? He's having a good time out here playing the game. And why not? He's not getting hit. He's got the athletic ability to elude him, and his eyes never take themselves off of downfield. Kind of like you played the game when you were a kid out there in the park.
He's been smiling since the first snap today.
He came out of the locker room smiling today, him and Hugh Douglas.
First down from the 17. Darnell Autry. Pickup of about 3. We talked about Autry kind of coming back. He's a guy that retired 2 seasons ago. Asked for another chance. The coaching staff gave it to him, and now they appreciate it.
You know, any player that leaves this game, Kurt, I don't care what position you are. When you leave the game, you miss the game. It's something you did your entire life, and you never realize how much you're going to miss it. Even if you go into a flaky business like acting, you never know how much you're going to miss it until you're out of it.
Handed off Cecil Martin, the fullback. A stiff arm. He loses the football. And it looks like the Cardinals recovered in the end zone.
Touchback.
Ronald McKinnon picks up the loose football. Pat Tillman was the guy who got the hand in there and knocked it away from Cecil Martin.
Cecil Martin wanted his first touchdown so bad here today.
In the field of play and into the
great block on the inside there by John Welburn. Ball stripped, and the Arizona Cardinals are becoming opportunistic here today. Great hole inside. Good lead block this time by Darnell Autry. He's usually the one that's the benefactor of Martin's blocks. Right there, Pat Tillman strips him. Pat Tillman told us that today he was going to play like a college rover back. He was going to play up at the line of scrimmage, and his job was just to go to the football. No reads, no keys, just go to the ball. And that time, got the hand around it and stripped it.
Second turnover of the day by the Eagles. Cardinals begin at the 20. Michael Pittman. Gain of 9. Carlos Evans on the tackle. Penalty marker down as well.
Hills that first down play by the Cardinals.
Holding, offense number 80. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Repeat, first down.
Called on the tight end, Terry Hardy.
Anytime you're getting to the outside, you need blocks on the corner, on the edges. You got to keep your hands inside. Dave McGinnis has gotten this team playing harder, Kirk. There's no question about it. You turn on the tapes, you watch it. People are playing with a lot more spirit. He knows that they're undermanned, but the penalties are things that kill you.
Thomas Jones in the backfield for the first time this afternoon. Gets the handoff and goes nowhere. Jones going to be dropped for a loss. Hollis Thomas with the tackle.
But if you're not throwing the football down the field, the draw play is not going to work for you.
That's a 2-minute warning, 2 minutes.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Vertical Limit, a new film from Columbia Pictures. Opens everywhere December 8th.
At the top of the world, there's only one rule.
We've lost the summit team.
I won't let my sister die. Don't leave anything.
I'm coming to get you.
On the mountain.
It's suicide.
Larry. Vertical Limit. Rated PG-13. Stay tuned for a special look at Vertical Limit following this game.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
We're here with a bunch of friends in our racing limo to test the power of Interstate batteries. Anyone for a power safe?
Hey, this baby cranking out some power.
Interstate batteries, power fast, built to last.
Hey, you just won first, second, third place. Woo!
To a better place. Sony Vega.
Andy Reid's Philadelphia Eagles all tied with the Arizona Cardinals at 3 at the 2-minute warning. It's been a defensive struggle so far.
Yeah, 2 big turnovers by the Eagles. The offense is moving the football. It's devastating when you lose the ball going into the end zone like that, where you're controlling the line of scrimmage, you're moving it. McNabb is having a lot of fun. It's up to the defense here to keep them penned up right now.
The difference is the Eagles defense has allowed Arizona just 42 total yards here in the first half.
Cardinals with a double tight end here, going protection right now. Protection first.
From the 8-yard line. Plummer, quick pass. Incomplete. David Boston cut it inside. That ball was tipped by Brandon Whiting at the line of scrimmage. And remember, this whole thing set up by the fumble by Cecil Martin into the end zone, and the Cardinals recovered there. And there's the look as he goes back to the sideline with his teammates.
Not much of a reception except for Brian Mitchell right there. Tell him to keep his head up, that he's going to need him this game. That's the leadership that Mitchell has brought to this football team, making sure that he doesn't hang his head.
On 3rd and long, Arizona has to get to the 30 for the first. They decide to just run it. Michael Pittman dances his way far short of the first down. He's going to pick up 8 out to the 16. And the Eagles want to grab a timeout, try and conserve some of the clock.
Philadelphia, first down.
1:49 left to play. It's tied at 3.
Hey, what are you putting in over there?
DirecTV system.
Satellite, huh? I already got like 70 cable channels.
Well, this thing can get over 225 if you want them, all 100% digital quality.
It's on. It's on. It's unbelievable. I have a riding mower.
That's great, sir.
Now get free professional installation when you buy a DirecTV system and sign up for Total Choice programming.
So with 1:48 left on the clock, Arizona forced to punt. And Philadelphia looking to try and break this 3-3 tie.
Great opportunity for the returner, Brian Mitchell, to get the Eagles some field position right here. He lives for this moment. Came into this league, he didn't have a position. 11 years later, he still doesn't have a position, except he has a whole lot of records in his favor.
And a whole lot of yards. From the 37, Mitchell. Wow, dancing around. Takes the ball into Arizona territory. Marte Jenkins on the tackle. 47 yards on the punt, 18 on the return, as Mitchell gets the ball to the Arizona 48-yard line.
He's feeling the wind before the game here. He said he loves to take a look to the outside first when he was returning a punt, unless the wind is swirling. Then he'll just keep his eyes right on the ball. Another thing that Mitchell always does, Kurt, is he breaks a lot of tackles. You see right here. Makes a miss right here at the beginning. Little stutter step. Still got a pretty good burst in him.
He's one of those names you don't think about when you think of all-time greats, but you look at the numbers and they certainly stack up.
Well, him and Gale Sayers in 2 different years have scored 4 different ways in a game. Punt, kick, run, and a pass reception.
McNabb going deep. Incomplete for Torrance Small, but they got the penalty flag. Corey Chavis on the coverage.
That's why you have to take your shots deep in this league. Because as many good things can happen to you. Corey Chavis beaten early on the play.
Pass interference, defense, number 25. That's an automatic first down.
Everybody complains about pass interference and illegal contact in this league, but the reason why Chavis has to do what he does is he's beat. Now he has to catch up. So he grabs him by the top of the collar there and he pulls him back. Most hand penalties in this league, Kurt, are a result of bad foot positioning. When you're getting beat, your hold to try to grab and to slow and catch yourself up.
That penalty, essentially 33 yards, spots the ball at the 15. McNabb drops it off. Brian Mitchell. Mitchell going to carry it down to the 7-yard line. Pat Tillman with the tackle. A gain of 8. Play clock down to 1:20, and Philadelphia calls another timeout. Don't forget, coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and our Fox Sports ticker will have up-to-the-second stats, all coming up on the Visa halftime report.
Well, McNabb loves his time in the game. He loves the hurry-up offense.
Well, he's run it so well the last 2 weeks and bringing them back from double-digit deficits in the fourth quarter and winning games in overtime.
Now, just talking to some of his offensive linemen before the game, he was talking to Bubba Miller, and he said, "This kid's going to be great, Brian." And Bubba's been around. He was there with Peyton Manning in Tennessee, and he said, "This kid is going to be great." He just keeps getting better and better and more confident. Both those guys, Bubba Miller and Donovan McNabb, spent a lot of time Thursday, well after practice, going over protections and different line calls that they're going to make, creating different situations they may be in.
Darnell Autry goes spread out, empty backfield. Through the hands of Torrance Small, incomplete.
And he still has to look at Torrance Small. Just slow it down a little bit. And take a little mustard off of this one. One of the things he's going to learn, that thing just comes out there like it's coming out of the chutes. If you're a receiver, you don't pick up the ball a lot of times till it clears the line of scrimmage, until it clears all the linemen. So you pick it up late, and then it comes in there real hot. You don't get a chance to really squeeze it.
That's the other side of youthful enthusiasm, the quarterback. 3rd and 4. McNabb, another little dump pass. This one caught by Chad Lewis. Looks like it's good enough for the first down. They needed to get the 5. They call a timeout.
Watch this offensive line. Watch the pocket form. 1-on-1 on the outside, 3-on-2 in the middle. That's a classic pocket right there. When your tackles can eliminate the edges and the outside guys, and the 3 guys inside stone the 2 defensive tackles, that's a nice pocket there for Donovan McNabb to work behind.
And they use it to get the first down. Spotted inside the 5-yard line. 1:04 left to play. Eagles out of timeouts, but only 5 yards away from the end zone.
Andy Reid was telling us about McNabb, and he was talking about his years with Brett Favre. He says, you got to coach McNabb like he's an offensive lineman. You got to get in his ear. Every time he's wrong, you got to get on him. None of this glad-handing stuff with the quarterback with Andy Reid. And Andy's an old offensive lineman, and he works with him like that. So he has to constantly stay on him, to bend his knees. The mechanics that keeping that left shoulder lower, sometimes it has a habit of raising up, and that's when he becomes really inaccurate.
Well, if it works like it did with the last guy, he was a quarterback that he coached as an offensive lineman, it'll be okay.
He says he still calls up far. Still gives him a call every once in a while when he sees him on film and he's slipping into some old bad habits.
Right now, the Eagles have it inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. McNabb, double pass. Darnell Autry still fighting. They don't signal yet.
No signal. The umpire's got to go in there. Here's the umpire here. He's seeing where the ball is. He will not call a touchdown.
And they're saying he did not reach the end zone, so going to be just short.
Here's the shovel now. Got Wellborn in front of him. The legs keep driving. The ball, it looks like it's resting right on the goal line, but his elbow was down first.
The clock is still going, and the Eagles don't have a timeout.
We are reviewing the ruling on the field.
That ruling comes from upstairs, Kurt. It comes from the replay booth.
Under the 2-minute warning, the officials will review it. Teams cannot ask for a replay. Dave McGinnis upset because it stops the clock for the Eagles.
Well, it's obviously close enough here to take a look. What you want to see is, you can't see a lot in there.
How can you figure that out?
I don't know. There's just too many bodies in there. All right, carrying Pat Tillman there.
And you can't tell from this angle. This is the back of the end zone.
Knee is down. And you can't tell if the ball breaks the plane there of the goal line.
That one will never be overturned.
Well, that conclusive evidence? You don't see it, huh?
Don't think so. And you saw Dave McGinnis screaming on the sideline. Once again, the Eagles are out of timeouts and hadn't gotten their offensive package in, seemed to be scrambling, but the replay stops the clock for them. Gives them a chance to group their personnel and decide what they want to do here on 2nd and short.
And this is a pass here, just a shovel pass. Tillman right there. Has been around the line of scrimmage most of the day. You can see the ball is resting on the goal line, and if it's resting there, it's a touchdown. But did his knee go down first? Good effort by Autry. That angle's not going to show it. This could take up all the 90 seconds here.
Well, once again, they like to use the term indisputable evidence.
Bubba Miller down there in the bottom. He's trying to push the guys out of the way down here. Bubba Miller's in there in the end zone.
And this is McGinnis complaining about them stopping the clock, going to the replay. They've got a minute and a half that they can look at as many different angles as they want to try and decide whether or not he broke the plane of the goal.
Problem he's having, Curtis, he can't tell where his knee is down.
Yeah.
The whistle didn't blow, so the momentum was never stopped.
Philadelphia coach's box. Rod Dahlhauer there, the offensive coordinator, sitting down, trying to come up with a play in case it's not a touchdown. Phil Luckett, our referee, seems to be ready with the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The runner was short of a touchdown. It will now be 2nd down.
The clock should stop. Should start immediately here, Kirk. Whistle for play, and it should get it started. The Eagles are lined up and ready to go.
All the officials have to get in position.
76 right here. John Wellborn is goal line tight end. He's eligible.
Cecil Martin, the fullback, goes in motion. Darnell Autry, they fake the handoff and throw it. Jeff Thomason was open, but they couldn't make the connection.
Oh, he needed to throw that one up top, right?
That's just the opposite of the Torres Small.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'5", throw it up there. Thompson's going to come right over here in the middle. Wide open, he's uncovered on the play. Good reaction by Ronald McKinnon and Simeon Rice, though. Yeah, tip by both those guys. You just want to float it over the top of them.
So it's 3rd and goal. fake the handoff again. This time, they score. Jeff Thomason with the 1-yard reception from Donovan McNabb.
Well, first time he didn't get it, come back to him a second time. Excellent play action fake by McNabb, holding the linebackers, allowing Thomason to sneak out. It's so hard to read if you're a linebacker. You have to respect the fake. You have to respect the run. You want to get in there and put your hat on it, and you can't tell where the ball is. Good ball mechanics by McNabb.
David Akers on for the extra point. He gets it, so with 19 seconds left, the Eagles take the lead at 10-3.
Making a couple of tries down here in the first half to get it into the end zone. Cecil Martin fumbling a couple of series before. Watch the play action fake here by Autry. Both Maddox here and McKinnon both jump hard. Pat Tillman, you know, he's looking at it. He knows he got him beat. Tillman's, his eyes are in the backfield, and then he's got to feel the receiver. That's why you see so much play action down in the goal line.
Jeff Thomason with just his 7th catch of the season. 4 of them have been for touchdowns.
Well, the tight ends are so valuable down there in the goal line because the defenders have to respect the play fake so much. They can sneak out. Most of the times they're uncovered.
But talk about efficient. 4 out of 7.
Like those numbers, do you?
Yeah.
You got him on your fantasy team?
They should give him a 70-catch season and let him get one of those 40 touchdowns.
He's making some fantasy geek happy right now.
Somewhere, somebody's smiling. Besides Donovan McNabb, who has been smiling all afternoon and with good reason. His team up 10-3 right now. 19 ticks to go before the halftime.
No, actually, you know, Chad Lewis has 3 touchdown catches from the other tight end position this year. 6 touchdowns now from 2 tight ends.
Another squib kick.
Boy,
this one taken up short. Mark Maddox.
Well, they're one play away, and they're
making Ronald McKinnon. You're right. Ronald McKinnon gets the recovery right there at the 50-yard line with 12 seconds left, and all 3 timeouts for Arizona.
Yeah, Andy Reid talking to John Harbaugh, the special teams coach right now. That's just a gaffe, giving Arizona an opportunity here. Work that hard to go down and get your touchdown. You don't want to give Arizona such an easy opportunity here. Really, you know, a first down away from putting the field goal kicker out there. I hate the squib kick.
Rarely does it ever achieve anything. It's like the prevent defense. So Cardinals begin in Eagles territory with 12 ticks to go. Plummer escapes, get it off. Marte Jenkins tries to fight his way out of bounds, but stopped by Troy Vincent. 3 seconds to go on the clock. Arizona calls the timeout.
Young guy needed to get down quicker. They probably could have had one more play.
Of course, earlier, Kerry Blanchard with the 42-yard field goal. His long this season, 54 yards. This obviously a lot longer than that. Ball at the 41-yard line right now, so it'd be about a 58-yard attempt in cold weather.
Yeah, probably too much. He's tried a 56-yarder as well this year. He missed that. But Jake is staying on the field. It's Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator. It was like a little Hail Mary pass time. The Eagles already, the defenders are already backing up. I was talking to Troy Vincent about the Hail Mary pass this week and talking about Pro Bowl voting and what you need statistically, and he goes, there's a lot of defensive backs out there that know that they get themselves an interception on a Hail Mary pass. It pads their stats, but he goes, that's not sound football. Their job here is to knock this ball down and not come up with an interception.
For the Cardinals, sending everyone out. Plummer throws it up. Ball batted around, and just what you said, broken up, incomplete by Troy Vincent.
Yeah.
You talked to the right guy.
Well, you know, Troy is a veteran, and he could easily have had that interception there, but it's not a sound play.
So a David Akers field goal and a Donovan McNabb to Jeff Thompson touchdown. And the Eagles lead at 10-3 at halftime.
Hello, hello. Fox is turning Thanksgiving into Shagsgiving.
Well, don't look at me like I'm Frankenstein. Give your father a hug.
With the world broadcast premiere of The really hurt. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
And after stuffing your face, spend time with a guy who looks like you feel.
He's gonna blow!
Eddie Murphy is the Nutty Professor Friday. Austin Powers Thursday on Fox.
Fabulous.
Judge Judy, now weeknights at 5 and 6 on Fox.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Jeep Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now, when you buy a 2001 Cherokee Sport with low 3.9% financing, you can save up to $30.36 in finance charges. Or returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can lease one for just $249 a month. So take advantage of the Jeep Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself. See your Key States Jeep dealer.
Well, let's play bingo. B10. I-28. G51. O70. And 32. Bingo.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime. Those of you watching Philadelphia and Arizona, 2 turnovers have hurt Philly. They could be up even larger than they are right now. Right now, holding to a 10-3 lead. That at the half.
Michael Strahan, don't touch the ref. Don't touch the ref. That's all right. One of the worst pregame speeches I've ever seen by Michael Strahan. Did not inspire Kerry Collins, JB, as he looks down the field for Armani Toomer, and then Toomer cannot pick it up. Kurt Schultz intercept 7 on the year. This leads to this. Play action. Bootleg left. There's our man Charlie Batch to Walter Rasby. 7-0 Lions. And then, no, special teams are killing the Giants. After a Brad Maynard punt, Desmond Howard 50 yards later. That sets up this. James Stewart, touchdown of 1 yard, 21-0 as Herman Moore also caught a touchdown pass. Someone wake up the Giants. 21-0 Lions over the Giants.
All right, take a look at Robert Smith, big first half.
All right, let's look at Dante Culpepper first, though. Back left, firing 36-yard touchdown pass to Randy Moss. Straight down the field, Jimmy Hitchcock. He's set up, and then that's no good. 7-0 now. Fake reverse, screen pass right to Robert Smith. Watch the block by 80, right there. That's Chris Carter, great downfield block, 53-yard touchdown score, 14-7. Then, remember the reverse we saw in the screen? That's the same play, only this time Robert Smith gets the ball, 21-14 Vikes over the Panthers.
Give me Jimmy's last name again.
Hitchcock.
Thank you very much.
Hitchcock, the old Wild West. All right, don't do this, young Sean King. You stare him down, you bring him in there. Safety Tony Parrish picks it off. A beautiful block downfield by Brian Urlacher, the rookie out of New Mexico, 10-3 Bears over the Bucks.
John Lynch and Mike Allstott both out with injuries. They're out for the game. Raiders on top by 10 over the Saints. Saints lose Jeff Blake. That on the heels of losing Ricky Williams last week. 2 big blows for the New Orleans Saints. Bills and Chiefs right now. Wow, 1-3 on the road are the Bills.
Where's Flutie? Bring Flutie back. What's the matter with you guys?
All right. Hey, Brett Favre had an outstanding first half, along with Amon Green, all over the coach. 19-0. That at the half. Manning not having a good half. Marvin Harrison Jefferson, no catches in the first half.
You got that right. Titans and Browns send tapes. I want to watch that, baby.
Oh, boy. What about this one here? Chris's old team.
Break up the Bengals.
All right. Well, boy, you didn't have anything complimentary to say about them. Arizona and Philadelphia, big boy.
Well, in order to put up yards, you've got to be on the field. And to this point, Arizona's 1 for 7 on third down. And prior to this game, they've done a really nice job of protecting Jake the Snake. 4 sacks in the first half. They have to stay out of long yardage situations, pick more yards up on first down, and keep that Arizona offense working in more sequence.
This one's almost unfair, though. All the problems that Arizona's had on their offensive line, yet another one. They lose their center this past week. To try and match up against this Philadelphia pass rush, almost impossible. It's not going to happen for Arizona today.
Don't forget, though, last year, Arizona, with Jake the Snake, came in the first half. He threw the 3 interceptions, and they were going crazy. Arizona, second half, what happened? Back comes the miracle of Jake the Snake. So don't take
like I was saying, it might happen for Arizona
there you go.
today.
Always leave yourself a little wheel so you have a door out. All right?
Speaking of wiggle room, we're talking about what Donovan McNabb didn't do well when he threw that pick. Can you synopsize in lay language what he did?
First of all, you screwed up already. Donovan McNabb did not throw. Yeah, but yes, he did. I'm thinking of it. He stared him down, JB, when you said
and you just come. I
had my mind in Minnesota.
It wasn't in the Smithsonian, right?
It was Culpeper. They're offering a package deal at St. John's right now. You get a 2 for 1, a frontal and a rear lobotomy.
He ran with it the wrong way. So I'll just tell you that the Visa halftime will continue. The second half of the contest between Arizona and Philadelphia will be coming up right after this.
You can't stare him down now.
First of all, it wasn't done. Yes, it was.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. Top stars take aim as they shoot for the stick and $1 million race. The Sun Microsystems Par 3 Challenge, Thanksgiving Day on Fox.
Saving a tree leaves Lisa longing for home.
The family's sitting down to dinner. Aww.
You call that thing great? An all-new Simpsons. Then take a peaceful stroll in the desert.
We're on an artillery range.
You sure? With Malcolm in the middle.
Pretty sure.
All new Malcolm after The Simpsons, starting at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
Sellout here. Listen to this crowd. This place is going crazy.
So a touchdown right before the end of the first half. Donovan McNabb to Jeff Thomason is the difference as the Philadelphia Eagles own the lead 10-3. We'll return to Philadelphia for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
A Fox Undercover you can't refuse. Tonight on the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Go, baby, go! Spin up the middle, go! Run. He's gonna score. He's in. Dude, he's totally in the open. He's gonna score.
This magic moment.
Oh.
So different and so new like any other. Until I touched you. And then it happened.
Hey, you know what this game needs? More cheerleaders. Oh, yeah. More cheerleaders.
Enjoying the terrific fall weather? Great. So I'll bring the new Toyotas to you.
Your Toyota dealer's 2001 premier event is on, and
with $229 a month leases on Camry CE, they're starting the new model year off right. Yeah, $229 a month, 39 months, 2004 due at signing plus taxes and fees on Camry, America's #1 selling car 3 years running. So get to your Toyota dealer now. Hey, can I play? Nice screen pass. Never saw it coming.
Eagles lead it 10-3. Our Don Tollefson caught up with Arizona head coach Dave McGinnis.
Coach, except for the touchdown at the end, your defense had done an incredibly good job in that first half.
Well, I think they're playing with all their hearts. They're putting their souls out there into it. It's a field position game, and we got killed right there at the end with field position. We've got to move the ball on offense and get some threats going downfield. We need to take some more downfield shots at them and just keep playing and hope it turns out for us.
Simeon Rice, couple of sacks, but even when Donovan had time, you guys were really doing a good job covering downfield for most of the half.
Well, I thought the defense, again, as you said, played their hearts out with this thing. What we've got to do is we've got to move the ball, get some points, and we got to get this thing turned for us.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back upstairs.
All right, Don, back here with Brian Balding. You never guessed he's from West Texas, would you?
That's some West Texas fire right there. And you can bet they heard a bunch of it at halftime in there right now. But I think he's right. You know, it's a one-score game right now, and they did give up some field position at the end. But all phases of their team right now are playing pretty well. Offensively, they need to take some shots down the field. Like you said, David Boston, we talked to him before the game. He's healthy. He could be a big factor in this game, and Jake Plummer, I think, is dying to kind of air this thing out.
Well, I tell you, the Philadelphia Eagles are probably at halftime saying we had a chance maybe to get a few more points, but they had things not necessarily go their way here in the first half. As you take a look and you see that, well, miscues on offense is really what cost them. You start out with the interception by Donovan McNabb to Rob Fredrickson. Then they get the ball deep in Arizona territory, and Cecil Martin fumbles it into the end zone. Arizona unable to capitalize on either turnover, but still, maybe it kind of stopped the Philadelphia Eagles from being able to put up more points themselves.
Well, Andy Reid wanted to start fast today, Kurt, and they didn't have that opportunity because of the turnovers. If they take care of the football, they should be able to do that. And anybody that you talk to who's been around this game long enough, if you beat yourselves, you turn the ball over, you're going to struggle. And that's really the only thing that's prevented this Eagle team right now from putting some separation into this game.
Well, right now they lead at 10-3 as we start the second half. The Eagles will receive. Brian Mitchell from the 15. Nice return out to the 35-yard line. Taking a look at the stats from the first half. There you see the total yards. There's the big difference, and also the 2 turnovers.
Well, the Eagles are really controlling this football game. The 2 turnovers have hurt them. Right now, I think that the Cardinals really aren't going to run this football against this team. And I think right now they've got to go to the passing game, take advantage of Jake's ability to move in the pocket, get outside and create some things, and get David Boston involved in this game. The other guy, Frank Sanders, pretty darn good receiver as well.
Eagles come out. Darnell Autry deep in the eye. Cecil Martin, the fullback. Autry still fighting. Darnell Autry bulls his way out for a 9-yard gain. Rob Fredrickson with the tackle.
It was a great effort by Autry here, running right behind John Runyon, the massive right tackle. Finally, Runyon right on Wadsworth, and I'm not surprised that they come out with this right away, because that's a huge mismatch in favor of the Eagles. Runyon on Wadsworth, making an undersized defensive end with a really playing on one leg, going up against a mountain of a man.
Autry goes out of the game. Stanley Pritchett comes in as the lone setback on 2nd and 1. McNabb. First pass of the second half. Caught by Chad Lewis, his tight end. Good for an Eagles first down.
Doesn't look like much. Kind of ugly looking football, just dinking and dunking right now, but they're controlling the clock. They're holding on to the football right here. They get an early first down. And McNabb's trying to keep his hands warm.
It may take a lot on a day like this. You see McNabb having a nice afternoon, 17 of 22 with a touchdown and an interception.
See right here, Aeneas Williams and Knight really lining up right on those receivers, taking them out.
The handoff. Darnell Autry with the short pickup. Gain of about 2 yards.
Now here's the best in the business, Aeneas Williams on Torrance Small. Basically, they just put Aeneas Williams on one guy and they give him to him the whole game. They play 10 on 10 the other side. And the other side right here, Charles Johnson just trying to get involved in the running game, and he got involved all right. Got knocked off by Rob Fredrickson. Keep your eyes open when you're running in there. It's dangerous in traffic.
They bring in Luther Broughton as a second tight end. Up top, intended for Torrance Small, but overthrown. Aeneas Williams had him blanketed.
They did have him blanketed, but at least the Eagles took a shot that time. And the Eagles are good for a couple of things a game. They're good for a couple of deceptive plays a game, a couple of trick plays, and they will take an occasional shot down the field. You got to keep Aeneas Williams honest. And one of the ways that you get Aeneas Williams off your receivers is make them go deep and make them think that you're going to take that shot down the field.
How does that work in that situation, though?
Well, you have to start somewhere.
No, but how does it loosen him up?
Well, because eventually Aeneas Williams thinks that all those run fakes that he gives you, he's going to go behind you. You can't sit on that looking to make a big play and maybe an interception.
The Eagles got to get it to the 41-yard line for the first down. McNabb escapes the tackle, gets outside the pocket and completes the pass. Good for a first down. Luther Broughton with the catch, 10 yards on the play.
A lot of people think that Donovan McNabb, because he leads his team in rushing, is a running quarterback. But there's only one play in the whole lineup, in the whole playbook for him to run the ball. He's just a great scrambler. You see the coverage here at the top. Charles Johnson taking off his route. Luther Broughton sitting right here in the middle of the field. Thomas Knight sitting on Torrance Small, and that's what forces McNabb to take off. No panic in his scramble, though. Everything is kind of controlled.
McNabb to the air again, going deep. This time intended for Charles Johnson. Falls incomplete in the end zone.
0 for 2 on the deep balls here on this drive, but at least they're attempting them. A little bit like Houdini. Wrap them up. And, I mean, Simeon Rice is coming now. He wants that 4th sack today. He's having a good time.
Man.
You know, and the one thing about this Eagles team is they don't feel any pressure, Kirk. I think the Giants feel pressure and the Redskins feel pressure to win, to get to the playoffs. This team, there's no expectations, so they're playing like it.
2nd and 10 from the 39. They hand it off to the fullback. That's Cecil Martin. Russell Davis on the tackle.
Now, Cecil Martin's a heck of a story, Kurt. You know, he was a guy that was recruited by Brad Childress, the quarterback coach here, who was the offensive coordinator at Wisconsin. And Cecil Martin was living in a homeless shelter with his mother at the time.
Yeah, living in Evanston, Illinois.
You know, and they just awarded him the Ed Block Courage Award, somebody that had to overcome, you know, difficulties or adversity in their life to get where they're at, and certainly Cecil Martin embodies that.
The guy who's worked for everything he's ever gotten in life, period. He gets the pass here. Going to be short of the first down. They needed to get the ball to the 29-yard line, instead only to the 32. Going to be 3 yards short, obviously, if you can do the math.
And when Brad Childress came here last year to be the quarterback coach for Andy Reid, he told him, look, get Cecil Martin here. This kid is a winner, and he has been. He got the starting fullback job last year when Kevin Turner got hurt, and they brought in Stanley Pritchett from Miami thinking he was going to be a high-priced free agent. Well, they can't get Cecil Martin out of the lineup, and he just continues to improve.
Well, he's one of those guys. He was a blocking back at Wisconsin for Ron Dane, and people think that's all he can do, but he's shown to be much more versatile here as the Eagles go for it on 4th down. Once again, they need the 29 for the first.
Blitzen Simeon Rice right up the middle. They pick it up.
And McNabb dumps it off Stanley Pritchett. Down to the 25-yard line. Good for a gain of 7 and an Eagles first down.
Cardinals go to a completely different look this time. They go to a bare defense. Everybody's covered here. And here's Simeon Rice. He's the designated blitzer. They do a great job of picking it up. Bubba Miller in the middle along with Jermaine Mayberry. And that opens up the middle for Pritchett. Good pickup up front by that offensive line that's been playing so well, and nice patience by McNabb waiting for Pritchett to come open.
On the first down, 2 tight ends in the game. Luther Broughton, one of them in motion.
Oh, he's got Broughton.
Oh, ball batted back, and McNabb makes the grab.
Oh.
Donovan McNabb with the pass and the completion there, and a 1-yard gain.
He is not taking that smile off his face today, and he might, after watching Luther Broughton come wide open over the middle of the field, he has him. And that time, the guy that made no penetration, Mal Tosi, on the line of scrimmage, gets one of those Samoan paws up in the air, bats it right back to McNabb.
Officially a 2-yard pickup on the pass reception. Ball pitched back, Brian Mitchell. Hit hard, knocked out of bounds, penalty marker down.
That's the Eagles' best running back right there.
Ronald McKinnon was the guy who forced him out, but holding is called against the Eagles. Going to bring that one back.
To me, Brian Mitchell's their best running back, Kurt. They just can't afford to get him beat up in the running game.
Holding, offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, repeat. Second down.
The left tackle, Trey Thomas, called for just the Eagles' second penalty of the game.
Trey Thomas pulls out on this play. He's got Simeon Rice right here by the shirt. And that's what they see on the outside. You see the big guy, the big bear, dancing out there on Rice, but he's got a hold of the right back of his shoulder pad.
Stanley Pritchett alone in the backfield. Nate Brown in as the third receiver. Pritchett with a block. Picks up some of that yardage after the penalty back. Kwame Lassiter knocked him out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line. 13 yards on the play.
I mentioned early in the game, Kurt, that Stanley Pritchett, he has asthma, and it's one of the reasons why he's not in great shape. But Andy Reid said last week in that overtime win against Pittsburgh, he could barely get back to the huddle in some of the plays. So, you see the burst that he has in the vision. Pretty good-looking running back. He just can't run him as often as he would like.
Of course, Pritchett taking over for Deuce Staley, who was his teammate in college back in South Carolina.
Now we got Pritchett and Mitchell in the backfield for the first time today together.
3rd and 5. McNabb escapes again. He's got running room this time. Makes a move and gets a first down. Gain of 7.
That's the old dead leg fake right there that he gave him. The dead leg and the head bob. Trying to freeze Pat Tillman. He escapes the quick pressure that time by Brad Otis. And there's kind of the hesitation move. He uses basketball references so much, and here in Philadelphia, where the 76ers are undefeated and creating quite a buzz in this town right now, that looked a little like Allen Iverson going to the hole.
Gives him a first down at the 13-yard line. Darnell Autry down inside the 10. Rob Fredrickson on the tackle.
What you're seeing right now is that offensive line of the Eagles just controlling the line of scrimmage against an undersized, undermanned defensive line of Arizona.
Zach Walls, the linebacker for the Cardinals, down with an injury. 7:33 left to play here in the third quarter. Eagles on top, 10-3.
Log on now for Southwest Airlines $99 or less internet specials, only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
I'm a slave. What difference can I make?
The most anticipated video release of the year is finally here. Rolling Stone calls Gladiator a stunning, explosive, breathtaking epic, and Newsweek hails it spectacular. Gladiator on video and DVD this Tuesday.
Escape to a better place. Sony Vega.
The new gas and electric Toyota Prius runs 90% cleaner than most other vehicles. Obviously, nature approves.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Toyota. More choices, better selections. Experience Toyota today.
Zach Walls, the third-year man out of Dartmouth, still on the field with an injury. And, you know, this is one of those things that if you get squeamish about this, you may not want to watch this replay.
No, this is not for the faint-hearted, Kirk. I can't look at this stuff. I'm shielding my eyes right now. You're going to see the left leg get rolled up. Another injury on this Veterans Stadium turf. Left leg gets stuck there as his own man falls right on the back of him.
You see Walls 52 and Jabari Issa falls right on top of him.
And Zach Waltz, who spent the whole offseason rehabbing a knee injury from last year. Really good kid, Ivy League from Dartmouth College, and an undersized guy that uses quickness and intelligence to survive in his game. This time can't survive this nasty Veterans Stadium turf.
This is Tito. He's here to see the Johnson's vacation photos. Oh! Mr. Johnson has the iOmega Photo Show. It lets him enjoy digital photos on TV. He doesn't even need a computer. Neat! The Johnsons save their photos on a zip disk. Mrs. Johnson says it's the photo album of the future. Would Tito like a copy? No, thank you. Photo show? Zip. Zip it.
Zach Waltz getting good wishes from his teammates as they carry him off on a cart. He's got the air cast on, which usually is a sign of a broken bone. Once again, don't want to play doctor, but you could see the way his leg was not going exactly in the right direction there. This is not a good injury.
That training room in Arizona is a mass unit. You got to get in there early to get yourself a table. A lot of guys getting treatment, and for people coming here to Philadelphia next year, they'll have Next Turf, a brand new surface that will be installed, and hopefully some of those time injuries won't occur.
On second down, 7 to go from the 10-yard line. Stanley Pritchett wrapped up by Russell Davis. Gain of 4. Ray Thompson in the game now replacing Waltz. And, you know, when you're a team that's so banged up right now, and you get another injury, especially to a starter, what does it do to you psychologically in a football game?
Well, it beats you down, especially if you're a losing football team. But a guy like Raynoch Thompson, a rookie, goes into the lineup, who's an undersized kid, has great quickness and has a burst to him. He gets an opportunity to go make some plays like a guy like James Folston does as well right now on the outside.
Empty backfield for the Eagles. McNabb pumps all kinds of time, but no receiver. Scrambles inside the 5, slips a tackle, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Doing the leg weave, the monkey rolls.
Is there anyone having any more fun in Philadelphia than Donovan McNabb?
No, you know, and remember we did his first game last year, Kurt, here against Arizona, and he's grown up so fast. He's such a mature kid now. He comes into the production meetings, he takes charge of the meeting, and he's the lightning rod here in Philadelphia. And the heartbeat to this football team.
David Akers on for the extra point. And the Eagles go on top 17-3. Donovan McNabb doing it all, this time scoring from 7 yards out.
Levi's cords.
We can expect in the coming months is Director of Product Development, Paul Noon.
Got it. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet. the wireless internet with optical technology that makes it faster.
Overall, this has been an exciting
and more
year.
reliable.
But the next few months will mark the beginning of a new Gesundheit.
Come together.
In fact, with technology changing
Over me.
Oh, he looks so handsome. Mommy's big man. You're such a big boy. I'm going to give you a big kiss.
$4.92 saved buying Spike a holiday sweater online. $6.42 overpaid on shipping.
Oh, you look so precious.
If your gifts aren't being sent priority mail, you're probably paying too much. So make sure to ask for it.
Fly like an eagle.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Donovan McNabb's 7-yard touchdown scramble. It's like kill the man with the ball here. Remember that game you was playing in your schoolyard? And
yeah,
he's just back there playing with him now. You know, okay, I got to do something with it here. Nobody's open, no weapons. I could beat them all. You know, not only does he get in the end zone, if he had flags on, you wouldn't have gotten a flag off him either. The old flag football.
McNabb has thrown for a touchdown, and now he's run for one. Marte Jenkins taking it at the 6.
Watch out.
And Jenkins has running room. Caught from behind by Jason Bostic. Penalty markers down.
Marte checking out the 2 yellow flags back there. This one looks like it's going to come back.
He was thinking he had a good return.
Yeah.
Holding receiving team, number 96. 10-yard penalty. First down.
No luck at our referee. Calls the penalty on Brad Otis. Going to back up the Cardinals. Right now it's been all Mr. McNabb.
Put the food down, walk away, nobody gets hurt.
Let's get him! I got him!
Think you're tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
Give me back!
Join the club. Introducing the double cab with over 5 feet of bed length.
You just can't mess with a man's salad.
Word up.
It's back.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Applebee's You Pick 2. Get any 2 of 4 American favorites on one big plate. Choose from sizzling Cajun sirloin, succulent garlic-crusted shrimp, barbecue chicken, or riblets with a tangy sauce too good for any napkin. Right now, you pick 2. For a taste as American as Applebee's. For a tasteful gift, pick Applebee's gift certificates.
I was home, homeward bound.
Home, when my thoughts escaping. Home, when my music's playing.
New MSN Explorer. Everything you need to feel at home on the web, all in one place.
It hides from the daylight.
It's killed 4 people.
It hunts in the night.
The coroner was disemboweled by something with sharp teeth and 4-toed claws.
And if it finds them...
The bites appear to be human.
But this isn't human.
Their first case together could be their last. The X-Files, all new, 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
There's been all kinds of questions in Philadelphia about the character of superstar basketball player Allen Iverson. None about Donovan McNabb, who has proven to be just as big a star today, at least, with a touchdown pass and touchdown run as the Eagles lead it by 14. On first down, Jake Plummer throws it incomplete. Donovan McNabb, the difference in this ball game, his 14 points.
Yeah, and everything that he does with him. First of all, it starts again with the offensive line. Arizona just cannot pressure him. They can't get to him. But when they do, when things do break down, that's when he goes to work. And I think that's the mark of all good quarterbacks. When the play breaks down, what can they do with it? You know, I don't know. What do you think here, Kurt?
Air ball.
Air ball.
Hey, he got the touchdown. He doesn't care, I don't think. On 2nd and 10. Frank Sanders in motion. Plummer. Scrambling. Boom. Sliding. He's going to be down. Gave himself up, but kind of did the splits as he slid there.
Oh,
and
what
it's
a
slow to
landing.
get up.
Yeah, rough landing for Jake. Oh, he kind of got caught in that half slide. And didn't know whether to go head first or feet first.
You don't want to blame everything on the turf here in Philly, but once again, he tried to slide.
Oh.
One leg did, and the other one did not.
And he had Hugh Douglas that was chasing the whole way, and he got to him first. Nobody open for Jake. Hugh Douglas working on L.J. Shelton, a little bit of inside pressure. There's Jake here.
Advance to the first down marker. First down.
Hugh Douglas comes right over, rolls right over the top of him as he's doing a half split.
Oh, yeah, that's a first down.
Way to read the D.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can't get enough football? Grab a Miller Lite, and anytime is Miller time.
Who's calling these plays? Put in the backup!
Okay, here we go. Push, push. Beautiful baby coming.
Yeah! Nice catch. Good hands.
Can't get enough football? Grab a Miller Lite, and anytime is Miller time.
It's unnecessary roughness.
The new Lexus IS with a 215 horsepower VVTi engine, E-shift transmission, and remarkable handling, which in recent tests easily outcornered a certain other sports sedan.
What if you cause a serious accident? How much coverage should you have? Do you want lower premiums or a smaller deductible? What about rental car reimbursement? Some people say they can put a policy together in 15 minutes. I've never thought doing it fast was as important as getting it right. You're in good hands with Allstate. Mine.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By the people of Allstate, you're in good hands with Allstate. By Vertical Limit, a new film from Columbia Pictures opens everywhere December 8th. And by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Jake Plummer had taken every snap for the Cardinals this year, goes out for a play, looks like he's okay. Dave Brown, the former Giants quarterback from just up the road in Westfield, New Jersey, comes into play. First down from the 31. Eagles showing blitz, the handoff, taken by Michael Pittman. We send it off to James Brown in Los Angeles.
All right, fellas, take a look. You guys saw a great run by Donovan McNabb. Take a look at Sean King. Look at his dipping and his doodling and the nifty footwork. I want you guys to vote on which one was better, Sean King's or Donovan McNabb. In Chicago, it's all tied at 10 as a result of that 9-yard run. Back to Kurt and Brian.
The question, JB, you played basketball. What about that air ball by McNabb?
Yeah, Sean King doesn't even attempt the shot. Pretty nifty sophomores, though.
Dave Brown stays in on the keeper. Brought down, Corey Simon and Brandon Whiting gets him.
Dave Brown in there because of the injury to Jake Plummer, and Jake now coming back out there. Kind of shakes off that second base slide he had. Problem with sliding to second base in the NFL is you usually have a defensive end that's falling on top of you, and that's what happened. Hugh Douglas kind of shook him up. Comes in on a tough third down situation, however. And great coverage by these cornerbacks all afternoon of the Eagles.
On third down, Plummer back in the game. They need to get to the 41 for the first.
Corner blitz.
To get it off quickly. David Boston tries to reach out and get the first down marker, but he's going to be short by about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Brian Dawkins forced him out.
One of the things you want to do to Jake Plummer is you want to keep him in the pocket. So what they do is they blitz to his front side here. Troy Vincent faking it, and he comes on the cat blitz. Dave Boston, good hot read. Brian Dawkins, though, looks like he gets him out of bounds before the first down. And that's the spot.
They're going to measure this, but
if you're going to blitz that corner like that, the safety Dawkins has to come flying up to make that play. Nice heads-up play by Dawkins.
Yeah, you can see he prevented him from getting the first down.
Here's the rotation right here. When Vincent comes on the blitz, Dawkins has to get here and bring down a 220-pound David Boston. One thing about Brian Dawkins is he's aggressive. And between Dawkins and Vincent, both of them went to the Pro Bowl last year. And both of them had moist eyes when they were in Honolulu, and they got announced as Philadelphia Eagles starting or playing in that Pro Bowl game. Representing the Eagles on a 5-11 team, they're pretty proud of that.
They may have a few more Pro Bowlers this year. They keep this up. Arizona not going to go for it on 4th down. Scott Player in the punt to Brian Mitchell.
Let him go! Let him go!
Another short one. And it suddenly takes an Arizona roll. The weather affecting the height of the ball, but they get the roll and get a 46-yard punt for Scott Player.
Think they're close? I'll show you close. Look at that shave. That's Total Closeness from the new Remington TCT with Total Closeness technology. A new system that does something revolutionary. Shaves your whole face. Even the tough spots like your neck, totally close. Total Closeness or your money back.
Can I have my face back now?
And men with beards. Get the Remington Precision Beard and Mustache Trimmer. Designed like no other with 8 beard length settings and mustache and neckline trimmers. Precision is perfectly easy.
Back in those days, we had no money for games. The only game we had was kick the kid with one shoe. That's why I fancied Lycos Gamesville. It's all free, there's prize money galore. Now I'm the one that's kicking butt.
Whatever you're into, dig into it deeper on Lycos.
Second order HBO, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, 7 of them.
So it's got a pretty clear picture then?
100% digital quality.
Football?
Up to 13 NFL games every Sunday if you want them.
I love you.
I know, sir.
Now get free professional installation when you buy a DirecTV system and sign up for Total Choice programming.
Hi. Tomorrow, the teachers of Boston Public preach abstinence.
You can't expect her to just say no.
My Helen did for 30 years.
All new Boston Public tomorrow on Fox.
Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with JV, Terry, Howie, and Chris on America's favorite pregame show. Then these Eagles take on division rival Washington in a key game for NFC East supremacy. Or the Falcons head to Oakland to try and contain the AFC West leading Raiders. Or other regional action. It's all right here on Fox starting at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific next Sunday. Make sure you check your local listings. First down for the Eagles from the 14. The handoff, Darnell Autry. Going to go nowhere. We go down to Don Tollefson for an injury update for Arizona.
Hey, Kurt, a lot of injury problems coming in, and now Waltz is gone. They have a fractured lower left leg for him. Smith gone with a shoulder injury. Fortunately, Jake Plummer just had the wind knocked out of him. But, you know, after all the years of complaining about the turf here, they're going to have a new turf in the vet for the next couple of years before the new stadium opens up in 2003. Back to you guys.
Well, you're right, Tolly. That turf similar to what they have out in Seattle. The handoff taken up short. Maltosi with the tackle. Cecil Martin and Aeneas Williams down for the Arizona Cardinals. We talked about the injury. 6-time Pro Bowler in his 10th year. A guy they certainly cannot afford to lose.
No, he's the guy that you can line up every week, and he gives you that Pro Bowl level performance. Last week, great effort on Randy Moss most of the game without much help.
Walks off with a limp, but walks off without any help. So that's a good sign.
Now, this team started getting injured in the beginning of the season in a preseason game that you did up in Minnesota, Kurt, when they lost 3 players in that day. Kobe Weinhardt and They lost Rob Moore that day. That started their injury woes.
Yeah, it's tough when you lose players for the season in the preseason.
You know, you try and turn the attitude around, and you're turning the energy level up, and you're doing all the things that a new coach wants to do. So you can't keep enough healthy bodies out there on the field to get it done.
Their 4th-round pick out of Arkansas, David Barrett, now in on 3rd down. Eagles need the 24 for the first. McNabb bounces off the chest of Charles Johnson. Make that Todd Pinkston. Pardon me. Pinkston, their 2nd-round pick, had to hit him right in the numbers.
Well, you couldn't have thrown a better pass. Maybe the best pass that Donovan McNabb threw all day. One that was down the field for the first down in between the 8 and the 7. They haven't gotten a lot of production out of Todd Pinkston this year. Only 6 catches so far, and they were expecting a whole lot more.
Sean Landetta. Matt Cody from the 36. Return of about 8 yards. You take a look at the stadium, and Don Tollefson mentioned new turf next year. And coming up, hopefully, for the people in Philadelphia in a couple of seasons, a brand new stadium.
Well, the new mayor, John Street, announced the site for the new stadium right here off of Patterson Avenue in South Philadelphia, just in distance here of Veteran Stadium. And Jeff Lurie, we talked to him out at practice this week. He was as giddy as we've seen, you know, I mean, you know, and everybody talks about it here too. You know, Tom Modrak was telling me the size of his cockroach that was on his desk in his office this week. You know, and Deuce Staley was on crutches, and he slipped in the basement on a wet surface underneath the stadium this year.
Well, the Arizona Cardinals still have another player down as well. And once again, you don't want to say it's all just the turf. I mean, there are a lot of factors that happen. Football is not, you know, the easiest game on the body. But once again, it seems that it happens to the opposing teams when they come into Philadelphia.
You're right. Dallas Cowboys lost 2 starters. George Teague went down in the game this year. Cade McNown injured his shoulder here against Chicago this year. No, we mentioned Lucas coming from behind there, Justin Lucas.
Justin Lucas looks to be the injured player, number 41, still down on the turf. But this new stadium, the mayor has given his approval. Now they just await the rubber stamping, so to speak, of the city council here in Philadelphia. And they will continue to meet between now and December 14th at some point and approve a new stadium, not just for the Eagles, but a separate one for the Philadelphia Phillies as well.
And they hope to break ground and immediately thereafter, Kurt, and be ready for the 2003 season. They also had a referendum in Arizona, Proposition 302. Maricopa County down in Arizona, and it looks like they got the ball rolling there. Won by a narrow margin of 52 to 48%. Took them about a week to count the votes. They had problems like they're having in Palm Beach.
Well, but at least they got theirs counted.
Yeah, they did count.
It's finally done. That is the difference. Well, we'll stop talking about new stadiums and take a short leave from this one during the injury timeout.
Happy Thanksgiving from Irving, Texas.
Thanksgiving is a tradition. It's fun. We got a turkey up here in the booth.
I don't think it gets any better than that.
This guy is amazing. Randy Moss is amazing. Now you're talking Thanksgiving. Now you're talking football.
A day to give thanks. Vikings Cowboys, 3:30 Eastern. Austin Powers, 8 Eastern and Pacific. Thanksgiving on Fox.
So Justin Lucas leaving the field with a little bit of help.
Second-year player from Abilene Christian. Looks like that left leg, the bottom of it, lower half of it anyways. Coming in just trying to get out of the way here of this play.
Got hit by Mark Maddox.
Yeah, can't really see what happens as he rolls off the screen now.
After that, it's first down from the 44 for Arizona. 3 receivers now in the game. Eagles showing blitz. It's picked up. Ball complete. Terry Hardy, the tight end, makes the grab. Brandon Whiting on the tackle.
Did a good job in the middle of that Arizona line to protect Jake Plummer. They were coming after him with 3 different people that time. Came with Jeremiah Trotter, came on the blitz that time. They picked it all up. Well, Jake Plummer can't get the ball down the field right now to his big target, David Boston.
They pick up just 2 yards on the pass to the tight end. They bring in Chris Gedney and have him out wide to the bottom of the screen. Normally a tight end. Handed off, Michael Pittman running with a little authority into Eagles territory. Corey Simon on the tackle. Pittman brought down at the 48-yard line, a gain of 6.
Well, that was a rip tester. See if see if that numbness is still holding off into the third quarter here, because he took a rocket shot right in the middle of it and bounced up off the turf. Right in the middle, Yusef Scott right now in at right guard, taking the place of Roberto Garrido.
Michael Pittman tries to dive forward for the first down, but he's met by Barry Gardner and Jeremiah Trotter and will not make it.
Jeremiah Trotter.
He just buried him, I think, was what that symbol was.
Well, Pittman went airborne, and right here, Jeremiah Trotter is going to read this thing perfect. Boom. See, Jeremiah Trotter didn't leave his feet. He stayed underneath his feet right here, and he launched himself. Look at this technique right here by Trotter. Stayed on his feet, got good knee bend that time, came up underneath him, and that's why the pile went backwards.
He's going to be that much short of the first down. You talk about Trotter, he's one of the good young linebackers, especially in the middle in this league. You got, Brian Urlacher in Chicago, and Trotter just in his second year here in Philadelphia.
Well, Trotter's in his second full year of starting, and he's just come a long ways. Didn't play his first year here under Ray Rhodes, but these last 2 years, he's just really evolved. And the big thing that Trotter does is he's just a big constant headache for the center every single play. He's going to go, he's basically a defensive tackle at linebacker.
Cardinals deciding to go for it on 4th and short. They need about 6, maybe 8 inches to go for the first down.
Trotter's getting that defense pumped up, talking to everybody in front of him.
2 tight ends in the game. Doesn't look like he made it.
Well, he didn't get any kind of a surge there.
No push whatsoever from the offensive line. Or at least it didn't appear to be. Credit Carlos Emmons with the tackle and being the first guy to get in there with the pressure.
Let's see Hollis Thomas getting up off the bottom of that pile. Looked like a pretty good job of penetration by that line.
What are you trying to do from a defensive line standpoint to stop a quarterback sneak or any short sneak?
You got to get lower than they do. And that's the battle. The battle is to see who can get the lowest. So guys that are kind of built low to the ground like Hollis Thomas and Corey Simon are, they have kind of an advantage inside.
Wow. I guess they got enough push. By the nose of the football, Arizona gets the first down.
Well, there's a lot of beef inside. They ran behind Yusef Scott, who's about 340. And there is a pretty good little surge there. The right tackle of Anthony Clement. Jake does a good job of tucking it right behind him. McGinnis looking right down the line of scrimmage.
And they get the first down from the 46. They run the reverse. Marte Jenkins caught. Hollis Thomas not fooled at all.
Well, Hollis Thomas gets the tackle, but Hugh Douglas made the play. He got the penetration up the field and forced Jenkins to cut inside where the pursuit was coming. Watch Hugh Douglas get the penetration up the field and keep everything to his inside shoulder. Forces. Marte Jenkins wants to take that play wide. That's where most reverses are intended, to get the defensive end sucked up. But that time, Douglas does a good job of forcing it inside, and then Hollis Thomas coming down the line of scrimmage cleans up.
Drops him for a 5-yard loss. Play clock ran down. Game clock ran down. We're at the end of the third quarter. Arizona finds themselves in a hole right now, 17-3.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Fox NFL Sunday will continue after word from their local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
2 new ways to de-stress your life tomorrow on the Fox 10 o'clock news. Now, during Ford Truck Month, get low 0.9% financing for 60 months on Ford SUVs. That means you can save over $6,200 in interest on America's bestseller Ford Explorer. Or choose Expedition, big enough for the whole family. Only plus Ford dealer today.
Bad to the bone.
There's another internet out there. A whole new experience powered by your cable. Faster than 56K, faster than DSL. And you could be up and running today with a special offer from Comcast. So call now to get Comcast at home, because this offer is only good for a limited time. Or check out Comcast at home at Comcast.com. Welcome to the cable-powered internet, the internet you always imagined.
There is a car moving in a new direction. Which direction are you moving in? The new Volvo S60.
Kurt Menefee, Brian Baldinger back at the Vet in Philadelphia, where the Eagles have a 17-3 lead over the Cardinals. And, you know, you look at this, Donovan McNabb has had a very good ball game, but McNabb in some ways is what Jake Plummer was in this league 2 years ago.
Well, Jake was a guy that was developing. He was coming on, and he's kind of regressed a little bit since then, but he's a dangerous guy in the fourth quarter. He's had a bunch of fourth quarter comebacks. His first start, or first action in the NFL was right here in Philadelphia. In his first series, he took the team 98 yards for a touchdown.
Well, there you see 12 career fourth quarter comebacks, and 4 of them have been against the Philadelphia Eagles. 2nd and 15. Plummer under pressure. Swung around and brought down for the sack. Brian Dawkins. Dawkins' 2nd sack of the day. The Eagles' 6th.
Great guy to blitz because he has a knack for it, and he has a whole lot of 1-2 to get there. Jockeying around here, just trying to disguise things, going to come right off the edge. He's the 2nd guy through that B gap, that area between the guard and the tackle, and he comes clean. You know, and it's to the backside of Jake Plummer, which is a smart move because Jake can't see it coming.
Arizona having a hard time taking a snap without having a player go down.
And that's Jake down.
Yeah, I think it is. Jake Plummer down for the 2nd time in this game.
Did you ever see that movie, You've Got Mail? Where this guy and girl fall in love emailing each other a bunch of times? Anyway, they finally meet face to face, and there's this big romantic kiss. Do you know the movie I'm talking about? Did you ever see that one? Well, this guy didn't. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, I hope you didn't put all those on the credit card.
Yeah, why?
Do you know what those interest charges are going to do to us?
Don't worry. I used our new Capital One card. It's interest-free.
To the neighbor! If you had a new Capital One card, all your purchases would be interest-free until May 2001.
Gotta tell Steve and Laura about Capital One.
What's in your wallet?
To a better place. Sony Vega.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. By Juno Online Services. Join the millions. By Capital One. Capital One. What's in your wallet? And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better.
Jake Plummer walking off for the 2nd time this afternoon. So the 2nd time we see Dave Brown. He's got a tough situation on 3rd and 22. They've got to get to the 36 of the Eagles. Michael Pittman into Eagle territory, but far short of the first down. Brought down at the 47 by Jeremiah Trotter.
Man, Jake Plummer doesn't want to see any of Hugh Douglas anymore today. Here's the first one that knocked Jake Plummer out. Just sliding into second base with Douglas falling all over him. And here's the blitz by Caldwell and Dawkins. As Dawkins pulling him down, here comes Hugh Douglas to sit on him. Getting those legs caught underneath his body.
Brian Mitchell back to receive the punt from Scott Player. Forced to take the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. 36 yards on the punt by Player.
Mom, I'm telling you. Mom, we're not going to be able to...
I've been using cellular.
What? You fell for that?
You brought static into the house.
I got rid of it.
What they teach you at college?
No, I got this free and clear thing.
You're just like your uncle.
It's different. They're all digital, and their long distance is real. It's nationwide, so you can call from anywhere to anywhere in the country, and there's no extra charges.
No charge.
No, that makes sense.
Sprint PCS, 1,500 minutes with nationwide long distance for just $34.99.
Play TV. Some televisions have all the fun.
Introducing the new Chicken Fiesta Melt from Taco Bell. It's so good, it's practically perfect.
Sir, could you please try it before you mess with it?
Grilled white meat chicken smothered in Fiesta salsa and 3 kinds of cheese melted just the way you like it, to perfection. Get it for a limited time at the Bell.
Terrorists have taken Max hostage.
Everyone on the ground, now!
Poor terrorists. James Cameron's Dark Angel.
Looking for me?
An all-new episode at 9/8 Central Fox Tuesday.
Jake Plummer hurt both his left thumb and his ribs. You see them trying to wrap up that thumb. One of several key injuries that the Cardinals have had during the game today.
Yeah, Jake not going to be able to eat any of those cheesesteaks he was talking about
yeah,
with that left thumb.
Pats last night.
Had 2 cheesesteaks there last night.
1st and 10 from the 10. McNabb decides to keep it. Slides safely down to the 15. We slide it out to Los Angeles, and JB for another update.
All right, Kurt and Brian, there's no give up on the part of the Giants. Take a look at Kerry Collins' play action. Who does he find in the back of the end zone? The tight end, Dan Campbell. 28-14 Lions, 13-23 left in the 4th. Let's take it back to Kurt and Brian.
You know, I'm surprised at that score.
Oh, man, after watching Detroit last week, I didn't think they could score 28 points the rest of the season. Charlie Batch was really struggling.
2nd and 5. McNabb dumps it off. Stanley Pritchett out to the 29-yard line. A gain of 14 and another Eagles first down.
Kurt, you know, for a young quarterback, you can't teach what McNabb is doing here today. As he's getting pressure from both sides inside the pocket, I mean, both guys are doing a good job here. Trey Thomas and John Runyon doing a good job. But now the quarterback has to step up. Steps up calmly. You know, now it doesn't have to look. You can feel the pressure and deliver the football.
Darnell Autry alone in the backfield. They fake the handoff. Going up top, he's got his tight end, Chad Lewis, into Arizona territory. Ronald McKinnon, once they brings him down, finally corrals him, just stopped him from running after a 38-yard pickup.
That's his biggest pass play of the year, Kurt. Just going to take it right down the seam. It's their deep threat. Chad Lewis has become the deep threat in Philadelphia. Really become a heck of a tight end. You mentioned, you know, Pro Bowl players and the number that maybe Philadelphia might have this year. You got to start considering Chad Lewis leads the NFC with tight ends with receptions this year.
First down from the Arizona 41. Darnell Autry. Rob Fredrickson with the tackle. That just kind of keeps the chains moving and the clock running for the Philadelphia Eagles. Look at that time of possession all day long. Almost a 10-minute difference.
Now the Cardinals, they can't get off the field, Kurt. They just don't have enough really talent right there on the defensive side of the ball to knock the Eagles off on third down.
I saw where the last 2 games, Arizona has had only 46 offensive plays, which that's not very many in this league.
You want to give that offense a lot more at-bats, a lot more opportunities now.
Quick pass complete. Luther Broughton.
Ball's out.
Everybody diving in the pile.
Definitely a loose ball there.
Oh, that has been the one thing that has stopped Philadelphia all day. They signal that the Eagles have kept the ball, but coughing up the football, they've had the 2 turnovers.
They have had the turnovers, but good teams. John Runyon comes up the ball. The right tackle somehow comes up with that football, and good teams get loose balls. Here, Luther Broughton is trying to put the ball in his other hand. He shifts it, and the ball gets cleanly knocked out. Now,
boy, it looked like Pat Tillman had it first.
But no, that's Runyon at the bottom of the pile using his hands to come up with the football. Falls out. Tillman again knocks the ball loose.
And the little guy can't wrestle it away from Runyon.
You know, John Runyon was saying, to us this week that his father was a mechanic. He was great with his hands. He said, I'm great with my hands, but in a different way. I like to get him to the grill of my opponent.
Certainly proved it there. Darnell Autry flags down late. Autry with a 3-yard pickup. Face mask.
Holding, offense number 71, 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Jermaine Mayberry's
Jermaine Mayberry.
Yeah, he's really found a home at right guard, and we were talking about Runyon the play before, Kurt. He really brought an attitude to this team. Big-time free agent from Tennessee. He was a 4-year starter there all the way to the Super Bowl last year, but he's brought an attitude to this line. And the guy I think that's benefited most from Runyon is Trey Thomas on the other side, the left tackle.
Now Kwame Lassiter down for the Arizona Cardinals. A busy day for the training staff.
Trey Thomas is a guy I think that went backwards last year, Kurt, in his second year. Out of Florida State, had a great rookie season. I think he went backwards last year. He was too heavy. He wasn't finishing his blocks, but he's so much more competitive this year. Finishing his blocks, and he's having a lot more fun. He's a lot more fun to be around. And Andy Reid, an old offensive lineman, was kind of joking around. He said, but these guys are kind of freaks. I mean, first of all, everybody looks up at him and asks him what the weather's like up there.
That's what happens when you're 6'7". Both of them are.
Yeah, you can't find furniture. You can't find clothes. He said Trey Thomas and Runyon have become good friends. And, they can actually look at each other eye to eye and not look at it like it's a weird thing.
After the penalty, 1st and 20 from the 41. Stanley Pritchett with the carry. Picks up 5.
Here's John Runyon doing what he does best, too. That's what he was brought in here to do. He's not right here just working on Brad Otis over here. Just gets his hands inside, jacks him up. The legs keep moving, driving, takes him right off the pile. You don't have to be a great running back to go find a couple yards behind that kind of movement.
Well, Runyon was their significant free agent pickup in the offseason, coming over from the Tennessee Titans.
He's not crazy about this West Coast offense. He'd like to pound the football. This is an opportunity game to do it.
McNabb to the air. Looks like he was hit as he threw it by Simeon Rice. Falls incomplete.
When you're 6'8", it's hard to get your hands in the framework of a player. You have to work at it. Watch Runyon here, though. Patiently waits on Otis to come to him, and then he sticks to him. Works him over pretty good. And I think they're getting their money's worth from him this year.
Well, that'd be a lot of money worth.
Well, we talked to him. He's not the most gregarious guy in the world. He just doesn't jump out at you. But Andy Reid said, just come here and do your job, and everybody will follow you, and I think that's taken place.
On 3rd down, they've got to get to the 21. Dump pass. Stanley Pritchett going to be short of the 1st down. Aeneas Williams gets him at the 28-yard line. Gain of 9. Taking a look at this offensive line, they've given up 3 sacks today, but averaging 4.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, you know, they're controlling the football. We saw the time of possession just a couple of minutes ago, and a big part of that is just the time that McNabb has had all afternoon. Give credit to the Cardinals secondary for keeping the receivers out of the game.
David Akers for the 46-yard field goal, and it's good. So the second field goal of the day by David Akers extends the lead to 20-3.
In 3 days, from the writer and director of The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson. Are you ready for the truth? Unbreakable, rated PG-13.
From Amazon.com to Yahoo, from Cisco to Sun, companies that know the internet best run Oracle. Oracle. Software powers the internet.
She will always remember Christmas 2000. How is up to you. A diamond is forever.
Hey, we'll meet you guys down at the pool, huh? Okay.
Grab some Bud Lights. I'm gonna get ready. What's wrong? Is it stuck? Come again. Give it. Give it. Give it. Did you try jiggling it? It's not a jiggle issue, baby. Come here, baby. Come on. I want it. I want it now. I want it too.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Can you give me a hand over here?
Make it a Bud Light.
Saving a tree leaves Lisa longing for home.
The family's sitting down to dinner. Aww.
You call that thing great? The Simpsons, all new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
It's a done day for Jake Plummer, the Arizona quarterback. Obviously not happy. That left thumb and the rib problem. Donovan McNabb on the other sideline has been having a fantastic day for the Philadelphia Eagles at quarterback. Just led him to another field goal, extending the lead to 20-3. Marte Jenkins taking the kickoff at the 4. Whoa. Mike Caldwell met him right at the 30-yard line. 26 on the return. Coming up next, it's the second part of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys taking on those Baltimore Ravens. It's all coming up next right here on Fox.
I tell you, you know, with the Giants struggling up to the Meadowlands today and the Eagles on their way here today, things get really interesting in the NFC East. A couple weeks ago, everybody looking at Philadelphia as a wild card team. This division is going to be up for grabs before the season's over, Kurt.
Keep in mind, Washington plays Monday night against St. Louis.
That's some domination here today. Eagles looking to play all 3 phases of the game complete.
Dave Brown in at quarterback, completes the pass to Michael Pittman. Pittman slipping a tackle and bouncing it around outside. Finally forced out of bounds by Bobby Taylor, but there's a penalty marker down. Holding against Arizona, so it'll all come back.
Now you look at this Cardinal team right now on the offensive line. They've got 3 new starters in there in the last 2 weeks.
Holding, offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Yusef Scott, the new right guard, is in there, replacing Roberto Davids-Garrido. You know, Lester Holmes is out. Mark Grudadaria, their starting center, woke up with a cervical neck sprain this week, and he's going to have surgery to replace a disc in his neck. Chris Dishman goes from guard to center. It's just a musical lineup in there right now.
And that's the last place on your team you want to be adjusting things on that offensive line. So the 10-yard penalty backs him up to the 21. Brown. Pass caught by David Boston. Gain of only 4. Errol Harris with the tackle. Dave Brown getting his first extended time at quarterback this season. Jake Plummer had taken every snap before today.
One thing, Dave Brown's played a lot here at Veterans Stadium when he was the quarterback of the Giants. One thing about Dave, you know where he's going to be every play. In the pocket. He's not going to beat you from outside the pocket. He's not going to run away from you. And so for this defensive line right now, they want to get after him.
And Mike, you a fellow Dookie. Second and 15. 3 wide receivers in the game. They bring in Marte Jenkins. Brown gets rid of it, and he's picked off, intercepted. Mike Caldwell into the end zone, touchdown Eagles.
The former Cardinal himself.
The interception and 25 yards on the return for the score. Boy, Dave Brown's played a lot of games in this stadium, and unfortunately for him, he's seen that result a lot of times, which is why he's now in Arizona instead of with the Giants.
Constant pressure. You're in a known situation where you have to throw the football, and the Eagles just playing for the big play. Tough Dave Brown, not a lot of work this year, coming off the bench in this situation.
David Akers gets the extra point, and it's 27-3. Mike Caldwell's 25-yard interception return for a touchdown, the latest score.
Well, Caldwell starts for a lot of teams in this league at linebacker. He's just playing on the outside here, going to be playing the running back. Comes up and just reads it all the way.
Hollis Thomas kind of caught Brown and hog-collared him from behind to maybe throw that pass a little off kilter.
Caldwell's got Joel Makovica, the fullback, all the way in coverage. Just patiently stays right behind him, kind of baiting Brown to throw that football. Jumped right in front of it. A lot of athletic ability on Mike Caldwell. I mean, he's a guy that plays in the nickel package, the dime package, great in coverage, great in special teams. Jake can't get back to the sunshine of Arizona fast enough, can he?
That's the 3rd career touchdown for Caldwell. The 2nd touchdown of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Caldwell's a former Cardinal himself, came here in free agency about 3 years ago, Kurt. When it goes against your old team, your former team, it's always a little bit sweeter. Can't celebrate too much because you got to go cover the kickoff after this.
David Akers to Marte Jenkins from the 7. Jenkins brought down at the 29-yard line after the 22-yard return.
Timmy Houck with the tackle. That's a nut job.
That's a little understated.
Oh, yeah. All he does is just show up and blow people up.
In his 11th year.
Yeah, he didn't go to training camp this year. Hanging out on his little ranch in Montana, and the Eagles said, you know what? We need somebody that's got a few screws loose. Come here and light up some special teams. You know, be an impact guy from the safety position.
I'm not quite sure he even has the screws to be loose.
They're rattling around up there. They are.
But he's a fun guy.
That's never a good sign right there, Kurt.
It's more penalty yards than total yards for Arizona in this game.
Bad stat if you're a Cardinal fan.
Brown to Frank Sanders. Pickup of 13 and a first down. Damon Moore on the tackle.
Is that the first catch by Sanders today?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. 68.
Out to the 42-yard line. Arizona going with something of a hurry-up offense, down by 24. Pass caught out of the backfield. Michael Pittman picks up 5 more. Ike Reese with the tackle.
Well, this Eagles defense had been torched on the ground the last 3 weeks, Kurt, by the Cowboys and the Steelers and the Giants. They boned up here today. Right there. Not a whole lot of deep passing today by the Cardinals. Nothing down the field.
Another one swung out of the backfield to Pittman. Jeremiah Trotter chases him out of bounds after a gain of about 3.
Just a check down game, and so you got to give a lot of credit to Troy Vincent on one corner, Bobby Taylor and Al Harris on the others. Taking David Boston and Sanders out of this game.
The game was actually 5. So they get the first down and move the chains. Clock continuing to run. Ball now spotted at the 48-yard line. Handoff, Michael Pittman slips, regains his footing.
Well, you know, this is Dave McGinnis's 4th game as a head coach here in Arizona, and they got themselves a little bit of a prize 2 weeks ago when they beat the Redskins down there in Arizona. They made a couple of big plays. Aeneas Williams had the 104-yard fumble return for a touchdown, and when Stephen Davis was going in to score. So they got a little bit of a, you know, kind of a reward for the work that they've been putting in. But for Dave McGinnis right now, he's got to keep the attitude together, come together as a team, believe in themselves, whoever's on the field. And for right now, it's a lot of young guys out there playing.
That ball batted, incomplete. Brandon Whiting got a hand on it. They were trying to swing it out to Thomas Jones out of the backfield.
Everybody getting a hand in it here, Kurt?
Hey, everyone will have a hand in this victory, the way it appears.
Brandon Whiting's a versatile guy. Here he's lining up at the right defensive guard position, being choked by Matt Joyce. And I think the officials are just tired of throwing flags on the Cardinals.
So it's 3rd and 3 at the 41. Brown under pressure. He's brought down for the sack. Paul Grassmanis gets the sack, number 7 on the day by the Eagles defense.
The Warrior inside in the bow. Here's Grassmanis here working on Yusef Scott. Throws 340 pounds out of his way like it's a... like he had a bad smell to him.
What?
Yeah, nice. He got rid of Yusef Scott, man.
Like he had a bad smell.
It was fast.
Oh, that's a Philadelphia talk, huh?
Yeah.
The city with a language all its own. They've got to get to the 38-yard line to get the first down. Eagles showing blitz. Penalty markers down.
Eagles in the neutral zone at the snap.
Going to shorten things up for them. Called offsides.
What happened? You guys get a little excited about getting to the quarterback.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense number 98. 5-yard penalty remains, 4th down.
That's on Brandon Whiting. You think guys drooling a little bit on this 4th and 12?
Trying to get some stats.
Been a hard day through the air and on the ground for the Arizona Cardinals. They need 7. Brown goes up top. Frank Sanders, and it's picked off. Damon Moore.
Third interception of the year for Moore.
2nd interception of the day for the Eagles defense, both on this last series. And there's a little pushing and shoving after the interception. Penalty flags go everywhere.
Bad day for Dave Brown.
Well, we talked about how things have gone rough for him, but in all fairness to him, Plummer had played every game and takes most of the snaps in practice as well with the first team. So Brown not having a lot of opportunity to get the work in, and it's showing.
1, 2, 3, 4 flags. A lot of people saw the infraction. Phil Luckett trying to get it all straightened out. Charge admission for these flags. Help pay off that stadium here in Philadelphia. That's 3 personal fouls. Yeah. It was.
I thought it was a Three Stooges routine, you know?
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4.
Man.
There were 4 penalties on the play.
Yeah, 4 flags.
Illegal hands to the face, defense number 23. Personal foul, grasping the face mask, offense number 89. We also had dead ball, offsetting, unnecessary roughness, replay, 4th down.
He forgot to point one of them. Jeez.
He needs a cue card.
I'm telling you. Look at this. This is like Curly on the Three Stooges. You go,
No.
whoop, whoop, boop, 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 boop.
He needs a teleprompter in front of him to read all that stuff. And all that to do it all over again. Gets Dave Brown off the hook. He doesn't mind it. Now you got to go pick up all the flags.
That might take another 5 minutes. So instead of being an interception and the Eagles ball, it's another 4th down for Arizona at the 45.
Yeah, don't tuck that too far in there. Probably going to come right back out.
Eagles coming on the blitz. Brown up top.
Got him.
David Boston caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona Cardinals. That's a turnaround.
Only the 7th touchdown pass of the year that the Eagles have given up. Came in today only 6, with best in the NFL. That's the man that they needed to be getting the ball to today. That's a burst by David Boston now. Just ran right past Brian Dawkins.
44 yards on the pass play. Arizona deciding to go for 2.
Eagles trying to get the right personnel out there. And that's a guy that, you know, if you're the Cardinals and you're looking to see who stays and who goes next year, David Boston's going to be a big part of the package and offense.
Frank Sanders in motion. Brown. That's going to be incomplete. It was intended for Boston. Brian Dawkins came in there and kind of busted things up. So they don't get the conversion, but they do get the touchdown to cut it to 27-9.
We're all one family, one team, a football team, driving down Soldier Field with,
1:13 left on the clock.
1 minute, 13 seconds left on the clock, and
No timeouts left.
no timeouts left because the coach has stupidly used them all up.
Football fans can find anything they need at Chicago's Electro Electronics, provided they have Visa. Because if you try to use American Express,
And we score!
you don't have a prayer. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Question. A Media Metrics report ranked AOL #1 in average monthly digital media minutes per unique visitor. Who was #2? Not Microsoft, not Yahoo, not eBay. It's Juno.
You know the Fight Club, right? Where this group of guys get together in some warehouse or basement or whatever. And they just get beaten up. Then go to work the next day, scraped and scarred and wearing bruises like badges of honor. Now there's a hobby that separates the men from the boys. The new Ford Ranger Edge. Built Ford tough.
Which of the following providers of dial-up internet services has the largest active subscriber base? Not AT&T, not Microsoft, not Prodigy, not NetZero. It's Juno.
What's more dangerous than getting lost in the desert?
We're on an artillery range.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Getting found.
This is supposed to be the greatest army in the world, and you couldn't even kill us. I'm not impressed.
Malcolm, all new at 8:30 tonight on Fox.
Kurt Menefee, Brian Baldinger, and Don Tollefson with you. 4:43 to play here at the Vet.
Eagles been in this situation the last 2 weeks, but on the other side, needing the ball back.
Arizona going to attempt the onside kick, down 27-9. Or so it appears.
Be a lot of onside kicks in this league, and
there really have been this year.
What Garrett Blanchard wants to do is really pound down on that football and drive it up into the air, get the big arc.
And there's going to be an offside call, I do believe, on Arizona.
They blew the whistle before he kicked the football, Kurt. You didn't see any flags out.
There was no play. The referee's ready for play was never given.
They were still picking up penalty flags from that last play.
Yeah, that's why they were blowing the whistles and no flags came out.
John Harbaugh, the special teams coach for the Eagles. So they'll redo this.
Very difficult play to govern here as an official here, Kurt, because you got to have the umpire all the way back if they do kick it deep.
Ball leaned up against the tee for Kerry Blanchard. Going to try the onside one more time.
There's the bounce.
Takes the big bounce. Marte Jenkins jumped up but couldn't haul it in. It goes out of bounds. And so Arizona will get another shot at it.
It is, Kurt. You got to have somebody looking down the line of scrimmage here. Then you have somebody here at the 10-yard mark. Make sure nobody hits the ball before 10.
You mean as an official?
Yeah. Tough play to watch and to see it all.
Onside kick out of bounds by the kicking team. The kicking team was last to touch the ball prior to going out of bounds. Therefore, the ball must be re-kicked following a 5-yard penalty.
Well, back him up 5 yards and do it again.
And the NFL wants this play in the game, so if it goes out of bounds here untouched like this, no possession right there, ball out of bounds, they'll re-kick it. Back it up 5 yards. Kick it from the 25-yard line.
For those of you scoring at home, and Arizona now has 100 yards in penalties in this game, and they came in as the 3rd least penalized team in all the National Football League. A little lopsided there, 100 to 30. Remember, the ball must go 10 yards before Arizona can recover. They get the big hop again. Looks like the Eagles got a hand on it. Penalty markers are down.
Now, the way this flag came out, Kurt, looked like the Cardinals were offsides. The Eagles, if they recovered it, would just decline the penalty.
That's going to be illegal use of the hands against Arizona.
It is illegal for the kicking team to block within the first 10 yards. The foul is on number 55. The penalty is declined as Philadelphia recovered. First down. Over here.
Brian Dawkins with the recovery. Raynoch Thompson on the penalty.
The same call that happened to the Eagles last week against Pittsburgh. The same non-call.
Non-call, exactly.
Yeah. Raynoch Thompson right here, 55, is going to hit the the receiving team before 10 right there. Gets a shot on Chad Lewis. You can't hit anybody before 10 yards or before the man touches the ball. And there's the shot.
Downs, unsportsmanlike conduct, Arizona number 55, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's called on Raynoch Thompson. Obviously unhappy being called for the penalty. It gets called for a bigger one.
And obviously the Cardinals want more penalty yards.
100 wasn't enough. More importantly, it gives Philadelphia the ball now at the 21-yard line, whereas before at midfield maybe they would think just run out the clock. Now, in the process of running out the clock, you're likely to put more points on the board. You're already in field goal territory. The first time in 4 games you're starting to see, 4 games under Dave McGinnis, the strains on his face and with his team.
Only be positive so long. I mean, you want to see some rewards for the increase in energy and enthusiasm in playing.
Darnell Autry picks up 4 yards. Ronald McKinnon on the tackle.
Autry's got a lot of action out here today. He runs behind Cecil Martin, a two-back set. We've seen Stanley Pritchett, a lot of Brian Mitchell, and that's what it's going to take in order to try and, you can't replace Deuce Staley, but you got to try and make up those carries and the yards that he would give you on a Sunday afternoon. So it's going to be by committee the rest of the season. A game like Autry today, he gets a better feel for this offense, where the holes open up, gets a little bit more experience there.
2nd and 6. Autry again. Down inside the 10-yard line, spins free down to the 6.
Seeing better toughness from Autry
with the tackle.
Better toughness today from Autry. Breaking more tackles, leg drive here, right behind Bubba Miller and Jermaine Mayberry. Great job by Mayberry. Taking Russell Davis inside, and Autry seeing that cutback lane there and taking it. I don't think you can talk enough about this offensive line, really. Jermaine Mayberry has really found a home at right guard, and he's the guy that's blind in his left eye. And when he was playing left tackle before Trey Thomas got here, I always thought he had trouble seeing things coming off the edge because of that deficiency.
1st and goal from the 7. Autry. Darnell Autry fights his way for 2 more. Rob Fredrickson with the tackle. And that puts the Eagles at 130 yards rushing for the day. And no matter who your running back is or how many guys you got on the committee, you're happy with that.
The other guy that deserves mention in the middle of that line is Bubba Miller, the center.
Now, his name is Steven. But, I mean, look at this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, does he look like a Steven to you?
No, he's a Bubba. No. You go to Bubba early in life. Always been the big kid. He was a 4-year starter at Tennessee and came here and worked himself up from the practice squad. They released Steve Everett this past offseason. They anointed Bubba to be the center. And people question whether he was ready for it, but you watch him on tape. First of all, he's a smart guy, and you got to be the traffic cop in the middle. You got to be able to handle the transition game. When defenses go from left to right in their strength, you have to be able to announce that call instantly. And Bubba's smart about doing that. He's a good guy in the locker room. He understands the game. He's a total professional, and he's a good football player. All these things combined, he should be here for a while.
Well, we're going to be here after this one for the second part of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Remember, it's the Cowboys taking on the Baltimore Ravens, all coming up next right here on Fox. And everyone will get a chance to see that game, including the people here in Philadelphia this week. They get another week of doubleheader action on Fox.
We got running back there in Baltimore, the rookie Jamal Lewis.
Darnell Autry. Russell Davis hits him for a 1-yard pickup.
Pretty dominant affair.
As Arizona gets their second timeout, you see the yardage 2-1.
The best game the Eagles played all year was their opening game against Dallas, but the 2 other really solid games have come both against Arizona. And it's tough to knock out a divisional opponent 2 times in 1 year so convincingly.
They had lost 5 straight to the Cardinals before beating them out in the desert earlier this year. 33-14 in week 7. They're coming back right now, leading at 27-9. You see the time of possession, the yards, McNabb, just about everything you look at going in the Eagles' favor today.
Yeah, he's in every category except one good one. No interceptions today. No turnovers. Took care of the football. Just been a maestro running this offense.
On 3rd and goal. Stanley Pritchett. Crossed the goal line. Got his knee down first. So it doesn't count.
He's got a convoy out front. There's John Welburn and Cecil Martin there. Everybody getting blocks. Nice block by Martin on Pat Tillman. Yeah. See, his backside is down. You see right here. I mean, he's got him spotted right here as he points down to the ground. Good call.
Takes us to the 2-minute warning. Eagles on top.